Things are out of control down below. The city of Los Angeles is like a war zone. These creatures, these zombies or whatever the hell they are swarming the city. People are dying in the streets by the thousands. If you're hearing me, stay away from Los Angeles. The city is out of control. The city is lost.
And slam in the back of my Jaguar. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Jaguar. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my Jaguar.
of garbage. These are cults of filth. Dangerous, evil people. You are literally the filth of earth. They want to rape your wife. They want to start knock your guts out before labor camp. I'm in their face because I love them. Don't you get that? It's time to stop being sweet about any of this. They're selling baby parts. They're keeping them alive. We've been screwed over. We've got anger for a reason. Ah, sick of it. I bet your family are a bunch of soft, cowardly, ugly-looking people. Bill, where's the tolerance there? You filthy, fascist scumbag. You people are filth. I am not for pouring acid on little girls' faces. Bill, I guarantee your entire family line is a bunch of scum. I'm so sick of you people. You dishonorable, cowardly pieces of garbage. This is an absolute war. They're murdering everyone. You're chumps. You're idiots. Man, this pisses me off. We're under hardcore attack, and you're too busy sucking your thumb, having full imaginary victories, watching Mr. Maddow. What is it you don't get about this jackass that I've transcended all your fake left-right garbage? We're under globalist total attack, and you can't even figure it out because you're too busy watching television and obsessing over the rebel flag all day. Bill, where's the tolerance there? You filthy, fascist scumbag. You people are filth. I am not for pouring acid on little girls' faces. Filth. I guarantee your entire family line is a bunch of scum. I'm so sick of you people. You dishonorable, cowardly pieces of garbage. Oh, we're so afraid. You might get me. I didn't know that. Oh, you little frickin' coward. You think I'd sell my family out like you, dirtbag? You think I'm frickin' stoned like you? You think I'm a coward like you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. These people are your enemy. Devil worshiping trash. Their families are trash, okay? They come from trash. The revolution's coming. We're gonna kill all of you. We're gonna shoot you. We're gonna murder you. Piece of filth. I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. I'm a purple penguin. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Let me tell you something, filth. You're pathetic. You are fascist takeover, criminal pirates. You are tyrannical, lazy, criminal dirtbags. Traitorous piece of garbage. I mean, that's a normal response, too. I can't handle it anymore. The government runs out. Bill, where's the tolerance there? You filthy, fascist scumbag. You people are filth. I am not for pouring acid on little girls' faces. Filth. I guarantee your entire family line is a bunch of scum. I'm so sick of you people. You dishonorable, cowardly pieces of garbage. You want to be a slave? You want to live in Bernie's big, fat, stinking plantation with a bunch of pseudo-intellectual, lazy, hateful scum telling you how to run your life? We're liberal. Did you hear? We want to help the children. I love being liberal. There's nothing going on here. Turn in your guns. Government wants to help you. Take vaccines. Yes, take the shots. Watch the baby convulse. That's what Daddy Lucifer does. Yes. I need your children.
All right. I can see that I will have to teach you how to be villains.
Triple 6, 5, 4, atomic penetration, rapid fire through your skull. Shot it on, we're taking it back to the days of trying to lose control. Target in a blaze of fire, raging through my bones. Oh shit, I'm feeling it. Jack it off. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, I feel like killing it.
Now listen closely.
That's right, what it's like to experience. Jack it off. Moving through the bag, door coming through like fuck, what was that? You don't know, but it made me feel so heated. How we ripping up, showing you jack. Shit from a long different shit if you know, cause even if you didn't, bet you
Hi. Hello. So tonight, we were supposed to do fat acceptance nonsense, but since the summer of love riots has kicked off, and by popular vote in my Discord server, we're going to kick back and explore the riots, which I'm still not too privy of, so there's gonna be new stuff that I find out even tonight. But next week we'll kick back and we'll laugh at fat people that try to sandbag other fat people. I'm sorry that like my organization of trying to do stuff is like always like in disarray, and like we'll vote on something that we have that we want to do, and then stuff comes up and then we end up doing that instead. I do try to make sure that like this small time that we get to have with each other is, you know, fun, informative, but most importantly fun. But yes, fat acceptance stuff next week. Preferably on Wednesday. Look hopefully to Wednesday, okay? But anyway, who's first? Who is first? Tony's first. Hi, Tony. Hi, Paganini. Hi, Supermaj. Hi, Mars. Hi, Balls. Hi, Tyrion. Hi, Lake. Who else? Hi, Frosty. Hi, Zangramarsh. Hi, Sledge. Hi, Vlad. Oh, hi, Tyrion. Did I say Tyrion yet? I think I did. Hi, Coin. Fiery, but mostly peaceful anarchy. Well, I think this is just how it goes for LA. Honestly. Alright. It's just the way it is. So tonight I am streaming on YouTube, Rumble, and I almost forgot Twitter, but don't worry, Twitter. I threw it up last minute there. Yeah, no Twitch, because I figured, you know, Twitch would give me some problems. I do eventually want to try testing out Kick. I know I say this, but like I'm starting to move forward with actually wanting to do it. So the next game that I find that I really want to play on the stream, we'll probably multi-stream the Kick too. Super Sunny's not here. I am disregarding your presence right now, but also hi. I do have like a bunch of stuff that are in no particular order. Actually, let's go take a look at it. Let's like get the hell over there. Let me tuck my wings away. But thank you guys so fucking much for submitting videos to me, and then like there's a few that I found as well, and again, they're in no particular order. However, I do got a stream going, and it's currently the Young Turks. Mars! Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. You're so sweet. I'm gonna throw these fucking paddles out like nobody's business. Get fucking paddled, new subs. Hi, Chris Belair. Hi. Thank you, Mars. Thank you. You know what, guys? I gotta tell you something. I was able to buy my refurbished iPhone 11 last night for $200, which I owe so very much to you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna have it by Friday, which is very nice. I hope that it's not too like fucked up. However, that eBay seller had a good return policy, so there's that. But I suspect, given the reviews being over like 98% positive, that we're in business. We're in business. But yes, so iPhone 11 for better tracking, and also to replace my phone that I babied and began to wear out. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. Thank you. I can't wait to like show it off. Hopefully like the tracking is like phenomenal. I always see that it is like pretty good on other people who have the iPhone tracking. Look at all you people getting your subbies. Oh my god, I gotta throw out more paddles. This year's for the subbies. Yeah. So yeah, I got the Young Turks going. If you guys have like better Riot streams that you want, that you think are better than this, I just threw up like this one because they're like right in the middle of this shit happening. And I'm covering some of it. I really need to find a way to better show things off. That way, like, I'm not, like, covering it so bad.
So, for the people wondering whether or not this is live, yeah, it's live.
Yeah, thanks,
We're downtown, June 11th, Los Angeles. And
I don't really care to hear that person talking. Man, I always catch the sub, too. For real? Wait, also, when the fuck did my ass get verified? You did. Wait, hold on, you did! Also, shout out Zangra Marsh, man. Like, he's a fellow VTuber. Oh, Super Sunny got one, too. Nice! Yeah, my subbies get paddled, Chris. And you're gonna get paddled right now. Let's go over here. So yeah, again, these are in no particular order. Do you like this right here? Do you think that I should make it bigger? I've been contemplating ways of how I should make my overlay on Discord, not on the OBS look, not fucking Discord. That way, like, you can still see stuff, you still see me. I don't know. Also, congrats on getting verified, Zinger Marsh. That's awesome. I remember when Mario gave me mine, which was very sweet. Always make it bigger. So you think it should be bigger? I'll make it bigger. If you guys don't mind that, like, chat and myself are like eclipsing stuff. Blah, blah, blah. There. I just want to make like my own overlay. Hold on, like this one. I took like a free asset. This is my gaming one. And then it's not like perfectly straight because I have poor eyesight. But I like cropped that way. And I kind of want one for when we're doing read streams and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Informing. But anyway, look at this funny meme. Doesn't it make you ha on the inside? A little hee hee. Because it says, it's 1992. There's a riot in LA. It's 2013. There's a riot in LA. It's 2020. There's a riot in LA. It's 2025. There's a riot in LA. Do you think like the weather, like El Nino or El Nina, has anything to do with this? Like every couple of years when the weather's just right, like people go out. I want to know like why there's like an 11-year difference right here. Like what was going on that was good? What was going on that was pretty good right there? The economy was fucked up at one point in this vicinity. Oh, thank you for the advice, Zingra. Star signs. It was the 1990s and 2000s. Good times abound. So you like it bigger? All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep it this way. So in the future, now I'm like just sharing about my overlays. In the future, I probably might end up with something like this. But it makes it hard to see chat. And I feel like when we're doing stuff like this, chat's supposed to be more involved. So I don't know. I have to like think it over for fucking weeks. Like, that's how I do everything else. You're not getting paddled? Too late. Too late. You're subbed. Oh, Supamaj is onto something here. Hold on. He says, why do people name cities with cursed names and then act surprised when it becomes a shit show? Who thought City of Lost Angels was a good name? Why not call it Happy Town or something? Hold on. If they called it... There's like some reverse psychology going on. If it was called Happy Town, then that would be like... That would incite people to be the worst that they can be, because they'd have to make up some excuse as to why they're not happy in Happy Town. What else do I got here? I don't know what AOC's been saying at all. Probably not much of anything. Saying she's smarter than Elon. Like, whatever, lady. So, like, if we do have, like, some spare time, we'll just kick back and, like, just watch this go down. When do the riots usually start? After dark? Because right now they're just like, well, I mean, they're being normal here. We will ice down LA tonight. What is their chat talking about? City of Fallen Angels and Z could be the governor. I gotta tell you, more and more California actually reminds me of, Pandemonium, which is the city of hell in Paradise Lost. Like, it's very much that to me. I don't really care what these women are talking about. What's this? Oh, this is a little something that the White House dropped.
A fourth day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
Ooh, that's a little loud.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
Like, what's fucking peaceful about it?
In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight
the commie beanie,
we don't have
the beret,
and stop this violence before it consumes a great
Sodom.
city like Los Angeles. And there's no telling where this could spread.
From what I've understood about Weimar, Berlin, that was pretty much Sodom and Gomorrah.
A fourth day of rallies.
Where's this at? I don't... Hold on. Oh yeah, I got that thread. We're about to go through this thread. I also got like a couple videos to watch through. So I want to start right here for a second, guys.
There's the American dream.
We'll watch this one. Since like we watched the White House thing. The most of these I haven't seen and I haven't read through yet. So this is going to be like my honest reaction to everything as I read through it. So what's Gavin fucking Newsom talking about here?
There's the American dream and the California dream. There's no Alabama dream.
What?
Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. This is California. The world looks to us to see that it's possible to live, advance, and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's what makes this
High
state
auto
great,
rifleman.
that we don't tolerate that diversity as we once had, but we truly can look today and talk in terms of how we celebrate that diversity. There's the American.
This like pretty boy vibe that he's got going on is so Justin Trudeau, and I can't get over it, and I think it's nasty. Zinger says it's part of their playbook. causing a delay in coverage and allowing people to cover up with spins. Yeah. I'm glad that we're all aware of it at this point. Me and you guys. So anyway, I wanted to take a look at this. Which this is something Dugan sent me. I'm going to read you. Actually, I'm going to make it like this so we can read it together if you so wanted. What this says, and then I want to share my thoughts about it. Okay? So this is the fat electrician who seems actually kind of fucking cool, and I'm going to follow him. He says, wait, billionaire Christy Walton, as in one of the heirs to the Walmart fortune, is helping fund the June 14th protests? You mean the same Walmart that pays so little a huge chunk of their full-time employees qualify for food stamps and housing assistance? The same Walmart that got caught taking out life insurance policies on ill employees so they could cash in when they died, frequently referred to as dead peasant insurance? Huh. Weird. If you guys didn't know this, I hate the Walton family. I wonder what her motivations could possibly be. And so he's got some sources here. And this is the flyer that he has posted. He's got that shit-eating grin. Yeah, he does. Have you noticed, like, even, who's that fucking foreign dude that's married to the really old lady? Macron? They all have, like, pretty boy. Like, they're like... Do you know what I mean? Like, Trudeau, Newsom, Macron, like, they're, like, wearing makeup and shit like that. Like, they got, like, the weird... Like, they're an old lady's pet kind of thing going on. The fat electrician is one of those people on the Unsubscribe podcast that exposes the Buffalo schools. Oh, for real? Yo, shout out fat electrician. I just followed him. So anyway, this is what this flyer says, guys. No kings. Hold on, paid political advertisement. No kings, June 14th. Mobilize. We are a people of principle and honor. We honor our commitments and stand by our allies. This actually already feels like Walmart wording. We defend against aggression by dictators. We uphold and defend the Constitution. We care for veterans and children. We respect our neighbors and trading partners. We support a healthy national and international economy, community, and environment. We are the world leader trusted to uphold the stability of rule of law. And then blah, 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 blah stuff I can't really read. It says paid for by Christy Walton. forhonor.integrity@gmail.com. The views represented here are solely those of Christy Walton. So I think it's simple enough to say that obviously, since Walmart's in the business of closing down other stores, other businesses and mom and pop shops, that they have a big dog in this fight when it comes to infrastructure being burned to the ground. And especially if you're a welfare recipient and you need to go spend your government money at the old Wally World, okay? So it's no doubt that the heir to Walmart is wanting to passably look like a liberal or a Democrat that's just trying to help, when really she's going to benefit greatly by having these other places in that jurisdiction or in that vicinity like destroyed. Right? Do Walmarts usually get ransacked? You know, I said all that, but like, do Walmarts usually get ransacked whenever like the minorities are out rioting? I fucking hate it how the economy is so shit and companies pay so little, but the government assistance is also equally as shitty. You have the worst aspects of both sides of economic policies. Well, to me, in my opinion, honestly, because there's no way that the politicians are that incredibly stupid, and their handlers, like these people that wine and dine them and line their pockets full of money, in order to turn those politicians into puppets, they tend to. They are pretty aware of what's going on, right? So Walmart obviously doesn't want, like, they have more of a stakehold in getting people to pay for their welfare assistance through Walmart. And so why you don't have to do anything else for the employees or for anyone else when you could just, I don't know if I want to say, like, be a bedfellow of the government. I worked retail for a very, very long time. And I just, that's just how it seems to me from the inside. Ghosty's raiding us. Also, hi, Tilted. Welcome in, Raiders. So Mars is saying Walmart cares so much that they will help their workers apply for food stamps in Section 8. Well, I mean, that's been the way it's been, at least for the past, like, going on 20 years now. And just, I don't know. I mean, I get, like, the arguments. It's like, well, somebody working at McDonald's does not need to make $15 an hour. And did you guys know that police officers make that or less per hour as well? It's just, big corpos devalued the dollar. And I don't know, I'm no economist. I'm frugal, but I'm no economist, right? Like, I'm not, I can understand the arguments of, like, well, people don't deserve to work in these kind of jobs. They don't deserve to make $15 an hour. All this and that. You know, and it's like, and the other side's like, well, I just want to make a livable wage so I can actually survive and be able to afford health coverage. But I don't know. I see complacency and people who are more comfortable financially and all that. Like, it's just a war all over the place, and I don't think anyone's going to meet in the middle and have common sense. Not on, like, the grand... Not like on the grand scheme of things, yeah. Hi, Coast. What were you streaming? We are talking about the riots. I'm actually about to go into a thread about the riots. Thank you for the raid, Coasty. Alright, let me get a sippy. I was playing Elden Ring. Ah. You know, I actually got Dune Awakening. It was gifted to me. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you. But I don't know, like, when I'm gonna actually play it. Frosty says also makes me want to cheer for automation if they aren't going, sorry, I'm like botching what you said there. Also makes me want to cheer for automation if they aren't gonna hire legals and citizens. I 100% agree with Frosty. And I know boomers would have a fucking conniption over something like that, because they're like, that's a loss of jobs. And it's like, and then you'll hear, like, complacent people who don't have a fucking clue, and they're like, well, nobody was going to work those jobs anyway, that's why we need to give it to the illegals. Which Walmart, by the way, going back to Walmart, they're not opposed to hiring illegals, if you didn't know that. Not to work in their store, but definitely to do construction, and in some cases to do their inventory. Oh, you haven't missed much yet, Coast. But I'm definitely in favor of automation, just because, like, I don't give a fuck about illegals, okay? But there's women and children suffering. It's like, yeah, but how many times have we been fucked over, at least in the past 20 years, that millennials have been adults? And you see that, like, no one is sending women and children. They're usually fully grown men. I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, there's still some women and children that's coming, but are trying to have their baby over here. All of this is by design. Not surprised, Supo. Yeah. Hey, Dingus. You giving illegals the boot? Yes. I should have worn my ice hat. I thought I made one. Wait, no, that was a commie hat. I forgot to get an ice hat. It's okay. Anyway, let's like look over this thread. This is my first time viewing the thread. I'm very curious about it. So it says at vocal distance. Is this on Twitter? Hold on. I'm going to go find this person real quick. I'm going to also bookmark that. Wait a minute. So who's this guy? His passion for understanding left-wing ideology was a constant inspiration to keep digging, keep thinking, and keep pushing. Chris Rufo. 25 people I know follow him. Alright. Okay. Alright. Interesting. I'll check him out a little bit further. Or a little bit after a while. Anyone who actually wants to invest in the country and communities of the country long term will come legally. Right. And now, real question, and it is a dumb question on my part, but is it really that hard for, like, impoverished, like, deep South American people to get here? I understand that they, in order to travel up to where the Mexican border is very dangerous, and human trafficking is out of fucking control. But is it really that bad? I don't even think you have to know English. Funny how all this crap pops off again after all the colleges break, huh? Mm-hmm. How about students arrested lose their loans, grants? I wish that was the case. That's common sense right there. Immigration from third world has never been easier. It isn't. Oh, Zanger says, I gave up on him when he started having freakouts just before James Lindsay did. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about this, local distance guy? So what's, like, the steps that they need to do? Hold on, guys. I'm going to actually look it up. What are the steps to become... Do I want to say, like, a legal U.S. resident? I mean, I know, like, they probably couldn't afford to even live here because the most of us barely can. So they need a green card. So you file a petition and you wait for visa availability. So it's just a waiting period? You can even be in the U.S. and apply for a green card. And then you go to an interview. That's it? So why are they crossing illegally if this is all they gotta do? Is it they don't want to wait around for that waiting period? Okay. How long is the waiting period for receiving green card? How long? I could have sworn whenever I was like a kid, somebody told me that you had to take a test on U.S. history. Or something like that. Like, there is a test. I mean, that might have been some wacky Gen Xer lying to me when I was a little girl. I don't know. Oh, so it can take up to 2 years to get an employment-based green card. So what's a family? A family 1, no wait, unmarried 1 to 2 years. So they're like, dude, I'm not waiting that long. The test is for citizenship, okay. They want to come here to do crime, no other reason. It's 100% has to be human trafficking, which makes, like, all these pretty boys, like Trudeau, even though he's up in Canada, Macron, I'm going to throw his stupid ass in here too, but definitely Newsom complicit in this type of thing. And at this point, now that I see that it's just time consuming, but it is beyond easy to get a green card, non-employment based green card to come here. It takes 1 to 2 years, then it's just because they want to do undocumented crime and all that. They're just Mexico's not singing their best. Is that how Trump said it? They're not sending their best.
Don't be rude.
If I'm missing things you guys are saying, I'm so sorry. I really, really am. There's a lot of support for them. Oh, hold on. I'm scrolling up. So Super Sunny says it's $20,000 and they go into debt for it. That's why they're refusing to leave. Okay. What is 20,000? If you don't mind me, like, asking. I'm just trying to, like, connect the dots. And then Coast says, I think how it worked before the Trump admin was they just asked them if they would vote for Biden and then let them in. I kind of wouldn't doubt that. They just don't want to be documented. And now I'm really grasping that. Paganini says, people also need to know how to manage money and not party every night. New report shows how today's youth spend more on luxury and fun over bills and savings. That is true. That is very true. And I want to take a second to say, as someone who had to learn how to survive on less than $30 a month after bills, gas, and groceries, and that was living within my means and trying to survive when the economy broke under Obama, which is why I became forced to stay in the retail trap because I couldn't afford otherwise. It's painful to see Zoomers, and I actually personally know a couple of them that will burn through their money. They're like, well, I need toys, I want plushies, I want clothing, I want games, and then I also want to pay for YouTube Premium, I want to have Netflix, and I want to do all of this luxury stuff because that's what I want. And it's like, no. Don't be afraid to pirate something. Fuck them. You know? Just... and it's painful. That's not like solid advice. Like, hey, just steal it. But I just across the board, Zoomers that are doing that, like, money, it's like wigger culture to me, where it's just like, well, I need to, like, burn through money to look like I got something, to look like I am something. Like, that's what I take from that. And it just, no. I also know Zoomers that are paying off credit cards with other credit cards, and on top of that, I do believe they have college debt of their own, and they're like, well, I want to live for now since I can't save money or do anything else. And it's just like, you have to build something up because you're not going to inherit much from the boomers. You're not there. You don't have much to live on as the future fastly approaches. I just want to say that frugality matters. Living within your means will get you further than buying fucking plushies and Starbucks. I might be pigeonholing a friend there, but I mean it with all of my love in this world. Let's see. Zanger says there is a lot of support for them from the government that isn't afforded others. It cost my British friend over $10,000 for all the paperwork and bureaucracy. Wow. Okay, so they are having to pay stuff. I should add he has the advantage of marrying an American woman and is only on a green card. Not going for citizenship because it would cost a bunch more. Okay. Because they're trash is why. They want to come here to do crime. No other reason. Right. Could you imagine like some like Central to South American like crime lord? He does a lot of murders, moves a lot of drugs, and then he just comes and retires undocumented in America where nobody's gonna hunt his fucking head. I remember I had to take a similar civic test when I took an online class for an out-of-state college. Ooh. To be frank, millennials are just as guilty, if not more, of recklessly spending on materialistic crap. So, Supo, I want to add on to something that Supomaj is saying. That is 100% the truth. Because millennials have this thing where I don't know if it's because they started coming into money over the past like 8-ish years or so. I wouldn't quite say 10 years. And they have this need for material clutter. They have like a shelf or something. Lots of shelves. Well, now we need to go buy nonsense to clutter it up with. And that's something that was instilled into them from the fucking boomers, because you know how boomers are about their materialistic trash. That it does kill me to see like the people who are like, hey, look at this antique shelf that I got for $20 and then I repainted it, even though it was handcrafted wood. And I didn't know it's a pot in it, so I went and bought a bunch of books and all this other stuff, and then like, look how pretty it is, and it's like cluttered, shiny mess. I might do like a Wingin' It just exploring, because there's Reddits that's filled with this stuff of like material nonsense. So millennials are just as guilty. That is true. That is true. And that's their own brand of doing it. There's enough free stuff online that you don't even need to pirate. That's true. Internet Archive comes fucking through for us like 90% of the time when we're doing our storybook streams. Story time streams. Hi, Evergrey! It's going good. I grew up in the file sharing era. I have a wallpaper that I had even whenever I was a young Z, that it's just simply like the Gadsden flag, but it's black and gray, and it's just a file, and it says come and take it. And if you remember like the SOPA, like the internet kill switch and all this and that, all this shit that we had to really fucking work hard to make sure never got passed, only for big tech to fuck us over anyway. But I don't want a black pill, but your voice truly doesn't matter when it comes to trying to make any political change. So even these riots and these clueless blue-haired women, all that, they don't realize just yet how much their bullshit actually just doesn't matter, and that's why they're tantruming and they're being extra loud and nobody's like listening. More so just laughing at them. I'm paying out of pocket for my master's degree, 0 debt. Wow, Coin. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you, Coin. Master's degree, son. Coin up. Keep up the good work, man. I was able to go to community college and not go into debt, which I felt good about. Coast, I'm proud of you as well. Evergrade says it's important to manage your money. People can invest in luxuries. Just don't bankrupt yourself to live in the moment. See, that's like what I want Zoomers, like any Zoomer that watches me, listen, I care about your well-being. I care about all of your well-beings. But, I just like, credit card companies, the government, all this Agenda 2030 stuff, they're not your friend. Cryptocurrencies, that's not your friend. Those are not really helping. And it's like, well, my homeboy got rich because he sold this and all that. And it's like, all right, okay, but like there's people, and I want to talk about cryptocurrencies for a whole second. There's people who gamble with cryptocurrency, and I've seen like the gambling addiction take hold of at least one Zoomer friend that I had, and it actually ruined a whole like business plan that we had cracked out. Well, I guess it wasn't a business plan. I was going to be hired on as a writer for a website he was launching, which actually had to do with frugality. And he was just fast and loose with like that crypto shit, man. I don't know. I'm also kind of like a person that doesn't take risks, so crypto just seems crazy to me. Oh, Coast is out of here. I'm gonna lurk. Bye, Coasty. Thank you for the raid. I'm not leaving, but I'll be RB. Oh, okay. He's gotta get his food. Can you get an emote of Gray Snake? Maybe. So Tilted says, as you go up from local to federal, your singular voice does get diluted. This is why it's important to keep your local politics strong. Oh, fucking amen to Tilted there. And that's one thing I don't know if Zoomers, since they're all pretty well, I don't know if they're all over 18 yet, but that's something that's definitely, you have to, it's exhausting because it's shit that you really don't want to care about. Or at least like whenever I was 20, I didn't want to fucking care about it until I realized how how boomers were destroying the part of Florida that I am from. And it just, I had to start paying attention. I had to start caring because it was affecting me. So you gotta pay attention to your local levels, because these like this degenerate nonsense is slipping in. It is slipping in, and then they have the female allies that are just power tripping because they get good girl attention. Okay, so you gotta watch out for that too. I don't trust any woman in power. Nope. No. Like, she has to, like, really, really prove herself. You're a Florida mention. Investing in crypto will likely be the future as time goes on. I've invested in some myself. It's sporadic as fuck. Hey, at least you're not gambling it away, you know? I got faith in that you got a good head on your shoulders, dingus, because you're awesome, but you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't. Especially, like, the guy. Like, he was, like, I still feel so bad that website went under because he gambled everything away and then just disappeared. It was sad. Supo says, having some form of community is the greatest form of wealth. Yeah. I like that. That's a good way to put that. When things get tough, having people that have your back is invaluable. Yeah. Wow, Frugality website owner loses to crypto. Is that not fucking something? I'm going to talk major shit on him right now. I know he doesn't watch my stuff, and if he does, hey, you're a cokehead and you made me sad. I'm an Alabama guy, but go to Florida every other week. Yeah. I'm very open about my being from the panhandle of Florida. So, this guy, he was a frog from Frog Twitter, if that's really even still around anymore. And he wanted to start a website where it was community driven and we can help each other, because he was very heartfelt about how there was just so many guys that he was running into that didn't know how to really take care of themselves, didn't really have any direction in life, and he wanted to help really white pill and to help them. But then, you know, it went south. It went south about 6 months in. And he had a lot of writers. Like, he had me, which is some articles that I have written. And on the day that you go to see them, because one day I will finally publish them, they are about my take on men being men. And then I wrote more about feminism. And on the day that I go to release this, you guys, because again, there'll be a day where I finally, I'm like, well, here they are. They've just been sitting in my, on my computer, and I put like hours of work into them. But you're going to see that they were actually written in a way, like my way to be like attention grabbing. Because that's what he wanted, which was kind of fun. Like, it was a solid concept. Like, I've thought about like taking up the mantle of doing it myself, but like, I have no idea how to get that going, and it took him like nearly a year to find people to even write for it, because he's asking people to do something for free. And but in my case, like, I was going to be paid for it. I wasn't going to be paid very much, but that was just how much he enjoyed my work, right? Blah blah blah. Dingus. How do we tell her chat? What do you mean ding ding? Every woman in power. Don't trust women in power. Even women in power don't trust women in power. See Queen Victoria. What happened with Queen Victoria? Forget about it. Frog Twitter. You know, like the Apu, like the autistic Pepe. Apu. Frog Twitter. Cozy Twitter. Guys, let's get into this thread. Frog Twitter is they usually have Apus as their profile pictures on Twitter. And I used to be part of Frog Twitter, but my account got permabanned. And they won't unban it, which makes me so sad. Queen Victoria hated feminism, basically, and didn't want it to take root in Britain. Dude. She's fucking one of us. Femininity over feminism any day. Any fucking day for me. Alright. Let's explore this thread. It says the riots happening in LA. Local distance. Oh, I thought it was Gab. Their logo is a frog. Oh, no. They're... Hold on. Mega Monster! Hello, you aren't streaming to Twitch anymore? I do sometimes. It just depends on how okay the content I'm going to be streaming is. If it's something I feel like Twitch mods are not going to get mad at me about, I'll stream over there. But if it's like, if it's got like blood and stuff happening, me being a low timer, I'll likely get banned. So that's why I'm like not on Twitch all the time. Hold that thought, guys. So Frog Twitter used to be like a whole lot more bigger back in like 2017. Hang on. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you could probably scroll through people I'm following on Twitter and see frogs. They're going to be like way the start of my list, probably. We used to get banned like so fucking much that a lot of people just left for Telegram. Oh, here's like a great example. Here's a great example. See this one right here? Just calling all friends. And he's got the Pampe. Usually it's Apu. And yeah, they're just like reply rats. I mean that respectfully. And they follow lots of other froggies. See the Apus? Well, wow, he follow Asmon? And yeah, there used to be like thousands upon thousands of them. But yeah, I just wanted to share that since you guys didn't really know. I have very fond memories being part of that community. I never made a frog Twitter account, just looked once in a while, didn't really have interesting things to say. That was actually my first sense of community on the internet, was being part of frog Twitter. And I know a lot of you don't know this, but I used to be so like antisocial that I would have anxiety just like saying things publicly on Twitter. And so in frog Twitter actually in a way kind of like opened me up more, and then I started streaming because I started feeling more comfortable being open. And now look at what we're doing. Would you prefer people go to Rumble rather than YouTube? I mean, I'm usually on Rumble, Mega Monster. So sure. I definitely need to get like over 2,000 people on YouTube so I can finally monetize it. But I'm always on Rumble. Like that's just like a safe bet that you're gonna catch me on Rumble. So it's really your preference. I also stream anytime I'm streaming. I also stream on specifically Twitter as well. So, but yeah, Rumble. You'll always catch me on Rumble. But like with Twitter, I'm sorry, with YouTube, Twitch, and eventually Kick, I'm gonna like alternate between those three, just depending on my content. And I'm really sorry, guys, because that makes me like very sporadic. But I just really don't want to get banned. But at the same time, if I get banned from Twitch, it is what it is. But like I do try to avoid it. Rumble can do this. Oh yeah, I can have my custom emotes over there. I mean, you can on Twitch too, I guess. New Zaylor, she was a frog. I was not technically a frog. I was Ashby, which I loved my character so much. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys Ashby. I've shown some of you before. But I loved Ashby so much, and she is Apu's autistic girlfriend. Hang on. That in my art that I use where I'm sitting on the garden pedestal, I have Ashby's smile. She doesn't have it here, but she does here though. Oh my god! I love Ashby so much. Hang on. But yeah, like Ashby just made me super happy. But I was this character. I was Apu's girlfriend. I know this like silly internet nonsense, but it made me so happy, okay? I think Rumble is the best of the YouTube alternatives. None of others have really caught on. Shill those experimental crypto and e-poker. Gotta host gambling when you stream on Kick. You know, I've never did gambling before. Also, hi Bork! There's stuff scheduled by Antifa and San Diego for tonight, but I'm not sure how much will happen because the Padres also have a home game tonight. Is that happening in California? I don't know much about sports. And then Supo says, I hate how Asmund has become such a shill for Zionist talking points. Dude should have just stuck with MMOs. What Zionist talking points? Aspie emote? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Like, you get like the Aspie smile on my PNG that I use. And I specifically asked for that too. I'm like, I gotta have Ashby's simple smile. Okay. We're gonna get into this thread now. Let's see. It says, 1, the riots happening in LA are not organic or spontaneous. They're designed to look chaotic to cover up the fact that they're well-funded, exceptionally organized, and carried out by well-trained activists using intelligent, highly developed tactics. We all saw the pallets. Oh, I forgot to find an image of that, but we all saw the pallets of the fucking cinder blocks. Like, we already know. We know. You're speaking to the choir. The Federal Complex in San Diego is a few blocks away from the Padres baseball stadium. Oh. And CoinUp says, I tried using Odyssey. I like Odyssey. I wish it was more. I wish it caught on more. But got tired of tracking my crypto wallet activity for tax purposes. They make you do that? That's too much. Let's see. 2, first, notice the protesters have shields. These type of shields were used by the 2024 pro-Hamas rioters in PIC 2 and 2020 BLM rioters. The same shields? Hold on, I'm going to zoom it in. Is this the shield? I can't tell. Mega Monster on YouTube says, if these guys use highly developed tactics, are we using highly developed countermeasures? We should have learned how to by now. Well, the thing is that if they use more than tear gas and pepper bullets and whatever else, they run the risk of looking racist or starting an actual civil war. That's my opinion. Each shield takes 3 hours to make, and activities spend all day making them. That's not spontaneous. It takes planning. Well, I mean, they think that they're freedom fighters. Let's see. Kata Gatan. In total, each shield takes about 3 hours to make and requires passing through multiple groups of volunteers before it's finished. All materials and time to produce them is donated, and the shields are offered free of charge to BIPOC protesters and $10 for everyone else. Ghost, Viv, and the volunteers have made about 250 shields so far and build between 30 and 50 shields per session. Oh, I thought these were signs. See, these are like trash cans. And then these are... I thought they were just signs. Now, imagine the LA riots spiral into full-scale civil war combined with Mexican invasion. They'd be the Japan to our China, except our government isn't controlled top-down by nationalists. These things are a little hard for me to read. Let's see. Those shields are not cardboard signs. They are designed to look like cardboard signs. Oh, it fooled my fucking blind ass. Well, I mean, they want to, like, ricochet rubber bullets and tear gas and shit, right? They're using the Browns as human shields. Wait, how do you figure? Tell me what you mean, Mars. They're in fact made of plywood and have metal handles, as seen in the pics below. They have a cardboard sign attached to the front to disguise the fact that they're made of wood. Ah, okay. In 2020, these shields were brought in and distributed to rioters in organized drops. In video 1 over here. Depth perception. I just scroll it in, man. Or zoom it in. Supo says, man, it's wild to me that Zay will do reading streams combined with reading articles while having depth perception problems and not being able to pronounce words. It's unironically inspirational. I'm like squinting really hard too. Hold on, let me like move my camera a little closer to me so I look a little less squinty. I'm glad I could be inspirational. Listen, you may be partially blind, but I believe you can learn to be literate. Okay. BIPOC get free shields. Everyone has to buy one themselves. Isn't that so lame? Goes to show will and capacity are separate entities. Okay. Oh, Tilted says these are the same Antifa assholes. They infiltrate movements and escalate to violence or greater violence. Oh yeah, I mean we saw them in J6. I mean I saw the fucking live streams. I saw the ones that were like trying to make sure their faces stayed covered as they were breaking windows and shit. And then when actual protesters would be like, no, we're not doing that. We don't do that. And then they get bullied and then blamed. Like, hey, why'd you break that window? Like, come on. So lame. Okay. In LA, we see the same strategy. They hand out protective equipment to rioters who then use them in their attacks. Yeah. I can't make this bigger. I can't make it bigger. They got the goddamn U-Haul. We've been seeing these U-Hauls since like BLM.
So you actually see they came this way for a strategy. You gotta actually see that they came here for a strategy why they came this street, okay? This shit is really organized, you guys, alright? You guys, this shit is really organized. I said like the other dude, why don't you just cut downtown? Well,
they're usually banking on criminals that got a lax sentencing or got out of prison sooner to do some of the crimes for him. It's definitely like kind of mafia-esque, isn't it? Antifa is gay. They're pretty pridefully gay. Let's see. I can't like... Oh, okay, I can. Okay, whatever. So it continues on. It isn't just the shields that are planned, everything is, from what rioters wear to the tactics used in each situation. They're implementing highly developed theory of protest violence in order to create pressure and try to force politicians to give in. I'll show you. Show us. To see how this works, we need to understand the tactics they're using. The first strategy is to put their target in a decision dilemma by implementing a method of protest that leaves the person with no good options. No matter how the target reacts, they look bad. That's what they do over in Europe. Apparently, national anarchism is an ideology that exists, basically, if anarchists were less gay but still as practical. And then Mars says, at least one of the people handing out masks and shields was busted as a union thug. Oh, really? Hold on. How's this looking? It's still daylight over there. I don't care what they're talking about. Antifa is gay, even if they don't do homosexual stuff. I mean, true Antifa. Alright? The level of trannies that are Antifa. Bork says if the government will have bad optics no matter what, then time for maximum force to crush it. So what's this about? Who are you? Susan Wojcicki or something? Put your target in a decision dilemma. Oh, can we find this? So this is Cindy Shahan. I wonder if we can find where this is from. Like, if they got, like, rules and shit. Because I'll read it. Oh, I gotta scroll it in. I can't read it at all. Let's see. In sum, design your action so that your target is forced to make a decision, and all their available options play to your advantage. If you design your action well, you can force your target into a situation where they have to respond, but have no good options, where they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. In fact, many actions with concrete goals, such as blockades, sit-ins, tree sits, etc., requires such a decision dilemma in order to be successful. Consider the blockade of a building. A tactically effective blockade leaves your target with only two options: negotiate with you, meet your demands, or react with force, violence against you, or arrest. That's a decision dilemma. Don't let your target walk out the back door. Don't put yourself in a situation where you can wait, where they can wait you out with impunity. You must force a clear decision dilemma. Without it, you let your target and or the police determine the success of your action. Rather than calling the shots yourself, be sure to cover all the exits, literally and figuratively. Creative activists can adapt this tactical insight to force their target into similar dilemma on a symbolic level. So wait, is Tim Pool right and we are in a civil war? Or is he just a doomer? Because I just felt like straight up civil war talk to me. Oh, the only way I can... Hold on. Let me read that. So they're talking about just facing off with the cops. Just facing off with the cops, I guess. It's not very demoralizing. I guess they do. They do have that ability to demoralize, where it's like, well, if you use violence against us, you know we're going to come at you big time. What'd you get for dinner? What'd you get for dinner, Kosi? Let's see, Supo says, how does any movement expect to exist long term by incorporating troons? The very movement you can no longer make troon meds affordable, they die off. I mean, I know they have to be on meds for the rest of their lives, but I don't know what those medications have really to do with. I assume a lot of them are on SSRIs. And I feel really bad for post-op transgender people, because they have to become a lifelong recipient of Big Pharma. Some frozen pizza? Nice, man. My iron was so low earlier before I started streaming. Like, I was so tired, I had to eat me a small little burger. And I, like, loaded it with tomato and lettuce and onions. Garden burger, I think that's what you call it. Let's continue on. That strategy is paired with the real action is your target's reaction, in which rioters use people's reaction to to protest against them. The goal here is to try to force the authorities to overreact so rioters can play martyr for the camera. So that's why, like, they're always screaming in the cops' faces. That's the point of it and why they promote it. Ooh, let's read this next picture. In sum, when taking on a big and well-known target, it is often the target's reaction to your action that's the key to success. Therefore, anticipate your target's reaction and write them into your script. Oh, this is like Art of War shit. What? Wow. Let's see. During the Salt March of 1930, Indian independence activists famously kept walking unarmed and undeterred into the brutal blows of British police. See case the Salt March. Guys, did you know that this was going to turn into story time with Zay? Importantly, the press were there. Activists made sure of it. To document the colonial government playing the villain in predictably despicable fashion, the Indian nation rallied to the cause. World public opinion followed. Organizer Saul Alinsky. Oh my god! We're fucking getting to hear about Saul. Let's see. Organizer Saul Alinsky later coined the term political jiu-jitsu to describe actions like this. Do you remember when we read that? Huh? Big bonus points. We're currently, if you didn't know, we're currently reading Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Preferably on Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays. And we're halfway through the book currently. And I remember when he referred to it as political jiu-jitsu, talking about the Gandhi stuff and all that. Confrontations like the Salt March Confrontations like the Salt March enable under-resourced activist groups to use a powerful opponent's momentum against them by provoking a reaction, and then watching them fall flat, literally or figuratively, in front of the cameras. When applying this principle, it's important to understand that you can't just hope the target reacts in a way that spotlights the injustice. Wherever possible, plan for your target's reactions, encourage them, and incorporate them into the action. If it doesn't work the first time, adjust and try again. So would you guys say that they are using Saul Alinsky's rules? They're just incorporating it better than he explained it? Okay. A good way to ensure you get a strategically useful reaction from your target is to force them into a decision dilemma. Okay, we read that. See principle, put your target in a decision dilemma. I want to know where this is from so we can read it together. This is how you get run over by tanks. Zine. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying your name right. You have a very pretty, interesting name. Zine Dravarol. Zine Dravarol. Am I saying it right? Also, hi. Welcome. Welcome, Zine. Yes, they are 100% are using it. It is the playbook. Yeah, but as I'm reading it, it seems maybe Saul's personality is like what's really eclipsing the rest of the book for me, because I'm like, I hate reading this guy. I mean, I'm enjoying the book. I just hate reading how Saul speaks. Where was I at? Blah, blah, blah. Where all of their available options play to your advantage. Okay, yeah, the decision dilemma. When the Yes Men, impersonating a spokesperson for Dow Chemical, announced on BBC TV that Dow was apologizing for the Bhopal disaster and allocating $12 billion to compensate the victims, case, Dow Chemical apologizes for Bhopal, Dow's stock plummeted and they were forced to react. Dow had to issue a statement saying they were not apologizing for the Bhopal disaster and would not be compensating the victims. And that was the big tell. Here, once again, the action, happily and by design, was dwarfed by the target's reaction. I'm starting to feel them speaking the same way that Saul Alinsky speaks, actually. As the Dow Chemical case illustrates, you don't need a physical confrontation to make good theater. In 2000, the Bush campaign sued activist Zach Exley and tried to shut down his prank website gwbush.com, a domain Exley had managed to buy before the campaign had. Wait. That was the .com wars, wasn't it? Back in that time. Is that the same time frame when George Bush was in office, or was that in the mid-90s when we had the .com wars? The press picked up the story, and with each new legal attack, Bush at one point saying there ought to be limits to freedom, there was another wave of press sympathetic to the site and combative towards a hapless adult who somehow ended up being president for 8 years. He was not that stupid, by the way. That's a character. I will die on that hill. A sorry reminder that even the cleverest one-off tactic does not a successful campaign make. So here we're in the last stretch, okay? Oh, good night, Dingus. Thank you for being here. Have a good night, ding ding. Okay. Contrary to popular belief, when one of the big boys threatens you, and if you use a company's trademark in an action, for example, you can count on a cease and desist letter. You should celebrate. You are the David to their Goliath. And now you have the upper hand. Take their best quotes, weave them into a press release, and voila. You've cast them in your play. A gay man wrote this. I am convinced a gay man wrote this. In the timeless logic of jiu-jitsu, you have borrowed some of their power, and if coverage goes your way, you have used their offensive momentum to flip them on their backs. Everyone loves it when Goliath bites the dust. Okay, sorry, I was like squinting really hard, so you're trying to read all that. But I want to know where this is fucking from. I want to explore that site. Where is this from? Where do you guys think it's from? I don't even know how to begin to look this up. Well, let's keep going. I wish he would cite his source somewhere. The targets. Maybe I could just do it this way. Anarcho Panda, a popular icon during the 2012 Quebec student protest. Where it from? I don't care about gay panda. Alright, so let's keep going on. The final move is lead with sympathetic characters. They put sympathetic people out front to garner sympathy and make them look like sympathetic underdogs fighting an uphill battle. That's what Greta Thunberg does. Did he not link it? Go back up to the top. Oh, hold on. Which number are we on? 8. I don't think so, unless I'm just missing it. Anarcho Panda. They put sympathetic blah blah blah. We read that. This is why they brought a baby to the protest. It was an intentional, pre-planned move. Yeah, that one made me sad. Sangra! Woo, I was about to go Google the shit out of it. Thank you. Tweet 6 in thread. In the actual tweets, or did I miss it up here? Oh my god! Ah! I am blind! Alright. We'll look that over in a little bit. I do have like videos and shit, guys, but like now I'm like really enthralled into this thread. What do you guys think of this thread so far? It's actually pretty nice to have their playbook spelled out for us. It does feel like Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals on steroids, like more like this is their Phalanx, maybe. I guess you could say. Yeah, I'll risk getting myself thrown into. Can we convert the furry conventions into mental asylums? You're gonna risk yourself like that, Sludge? I'm sorry I'm missing things you guys are saying. Okay. I'm gonna save some time and skip over this one because it's getting like a little late. Where it's like 10:20. But you guys remember the other night I caught this, like the little baby, and people are like, well, why would you bring your baby here? And it's just like, now why do you think they did that? Let's see, putting it all together by blocking a road using benches as barricades, they give the authorities no option but to use force. But by having a baby, they force the police into an impossible situation, using force without harming a baby. It puts police in an impossible situation. The principle at work behind this entire strategy is play to the audience that isn't there. Activists pick their tactics and strategies based on optics. Yeah, I get so sick of the fucking optic shit. Because that makes, like, midwits argue constantly, like Hassan. Like, well, it's like, well, Sam Hyde's a Nazi when he's clearly fucking not. When he's clearly not. Like, and that's why, like, Hassan won't debate people or anything like that. Because he's this. Right? He's gotta speak this fucking certain lingo to his people because he's controlled. They want to make themselves look like sympathetic underdogs to the audience seeing it on YouTube or watching the news. All of these strategies and tactics are used to create actions which activists can turn to their advantage. When they do this correctly, they can paint themselves as the sympathetic, powerless underdogs even when they are the aggressors. It's social and political jiu-jitsu. Literal gypsy behavior. Well, Hassan is a terrorist. You just reminded me of that. Playing on sympathy by using small children to weaponize guilt as a shield from atrocities. Yeah. And Zine says, yeah, the optics where they realize flags they used not good now are using USA flags now. They are? Let's see, and Tilted says, this is just their version of Saul's book. There are others mentioned in this thread. Okay. Man, I fucking hate Saul Alinsky. That isn't to say that they aren't also intentional and doing damage. They are. The book Black Bloc, White Riot, Anti-Globalization and the Genealogy of Dissent by author A.K. Thompson is the starting place for their theory of what counts as violence and when violence is justified. Alex Hundert defended a diversity of tactics, which is a euphemism for allowing violence at protests. Hundert explicitly states a commitment to nonviolence is dogmatic and stifles debate about which tactics to use. Violence is part of the strategy as well, as we will see. Maybe I should read these. This 21st century analysis is moving beyond the empty rhetoric of revolutionary acts. We no longer wish to seize the machinery of the state to use it for our own ends. So this is some commie shit. Hold on. We wish to see it dismantled to be replaced by something other than new Euro-American colonialism. A better world than that is possible, but it cannot come about until we move beyond the dominant paradigms of our culture. Statism and white supremacy must be resigned to the dustbins of history. Part of the strength of the anti-Olympic campaign as a watershed for the new anti-colonial movement has been the solidarity and unity around a diversity of tactics. Part of that solidarity is rooted in the idea that you cannot attack one part of the movement without attacking the whole. When we remember to defend each other, we also remember to work together to build the movement and our communities. This cannot be done by succumbing to the classic colonial tactic of divide and conquer. Diversity in tactics means that one day we smash the system and the next we build alternatives. The black bloc is a wrecking ball tactic that makes space for more mainstream or creative tactics. The anarchists who participate in the black bloc are for the most part solid community organizers and people who are at the forefront of making space for creative alternatives to capitalism and colonialism. A diversity of tactics is meant to be complementary. Different tactics demonstrate different values and objectives and almost be viewed in some. Well, what kind of system could be made better than what we already have? I'm sorry for my shit reading. Hold on, did I open the other one? Yeah. Okay, so the other image says Black Bloc is Antifa. Yeah, that's what I thought. Creative words for communism. Yeah, but from what I understood, just reading the Communist Manifesto, that they have to use the communist book, or they have to use the communist power structure, to seize the means, right? And yeah. Sorry, I was checking Restream. Also, there's 41 of you here. I hope that you're having a cozy time, guys. Thank you for being here. Let's continue. Their better system is anarcho-communism. So they're just aiming to have no laws and no borders. So they really are this stupid. It's like, listen, I got more force and strength within me than I do forward thinking. Is that what I'm hearing? The riot was enough for Hassan to go out and hang out in the LA chaos. Yeah, I was hoping I would catch him. But, yeah. Is he still affiliated with the Young Turks, or did they, cut ways? Yeah, almost like the law, the point is to destroy the country. Yeah, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. My long ass hair just blew into my face. Okay, so it says for Judy Rebick to suggest that Black Bloc tactics put other people and the issues we are fighting for in jeopardy, it's just preposterous. That's just stupid, and that's why it's a woman telling you. The mass audiences that dismiss the heart attack march are consistently the same mass audience who generally dismiss every form of direct action and every every radical cause. Judy may be too used to her celebrity status to notice, but most people aren't paying attention to start with. So-called nonviolent direct action, with rare exceptions, is also summarily dismissed by most people most of the time. They want us to go through so-called proper channels, not understanding that the system exists to perpetuate itself, not to accommodate change or the empowerment of communities under attack. Begging the government for change merely legitimizes their claim to be the rightful authority over land and people. Too many enamored with the cult of nonviolence have too easily parroted the conservative media narratives that so predictably hamper our movements. Did you guys feel the mental gymnastics in that short paragraph? Like, they want us to go through proper channels, but that's just conservative media narratives. So they want violence. It's like, even if you're peaceful, fuck you. Further, it is not unity under a commitment to a diversity of tactics that stifles debate within our movement. That is what we call solidarity. It is a zealous adherence to dogmatic nonviolence that shuts down any meaningful dialogue. What? Is this convict talk? What the fuck are they on about? So this right here is making sense to me, why they try to stop the everyday person from going to work with their stupid protests in the middle of the road and shit like that. Why they hassle people just trying to live their lives. It's because those people are not being violent. It's literally terrorism. It is literally terrorism. Good night, coin op. Sleep good. Have a good day tomorrow. Bork says, they really don't have a replacement system. They are useful idiots being used by the puppet masters seizing control of the current system. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know what George Soros' current organization is, but you can rest assured that he's at the front of this. Or he's at the top, rather. Because at the front is going to be the minorities. Continuing on, we're halfway through this, by the way. Leftist academics theorized about how violence could be used to build political leverage. Oberlin professor Jenny Garcia explains how violent protests make it a more salient issue and provide greater pressure on elected officials and candidates. So do you think in a way, too, that the elites having... I'm talking like the WEF elites, you know, they're about 1,000 strong. That they just have, like, hey, Gavin Newsom, if you don't go out here and look pretty, we're just going to keep burning the fucking city down. Do you think it's like that? Do you think it's also just to hold the politician in a certain stance, maybe, that they can't break out of? Paganini says communists who object from day one was to their object from day one was to destroy society, and by some miracle a government to rise from the rubble will carry out their perfect world. That's like cult. That's cult thinking. No one's coming to save nobody, and nobody's definitely going to save communists. So what's this bitch saying?
As a result, I think that there are some good opportunities for actually placing sustained pressure on the institutions themselves and elected officials. So one of the ways that we need to do this is through the continuations of protests. And protests, even when there is violence, right, actually can make it a more salient issue and can provide greater pressure on elected officials and candidates. So being able to place extraordinary pressure on these officials, nominating your own candidates, can prove to be highly successful. What we know in political science is protest matters. And actually, when we see destruction of buildings, when we see violence, either by police or either by protesters themselves, we actually see greater response by elected officials. And when we see the sustained effort, so even over this 10-day period of time, that's an extraordinary feat. And so when we see this sustained effort, we see elected officials feeling more and more pressure. And while it certainly takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, what we do know is that elected officials do respond to pressure, right? If they feel their electoral livelihood is based upon this, they will respond. And we've seen
well, okay, so she means that those like Gavin Newsom will just do the bare minimum because of optics. Wow. I see boomer accelerationists that think that once we win the Civil War, we'll be free again. Well, that's not true at all. Not in my opinion. Evergrade. Oh, welcome back, Coast. Wow. Okay. So continuing on, it says, these tactics are not new. David Graeber explains that in 2000, protests at the summit of the Americas had green, yellow, and red zones of protest. Each color represented a level of violence allowed. Green was non-violent, yellow was obstructive, red was disruptive. What? I have to read this. I'm mega curious about this. A trip to Quebec City. Page 65, apparently. The end, of course, there's too much opposition. A woman from Casa, who I think was called Celine, began summarizing the information already printed in the handouts. Celine, these color blocks are not fixed. They will not necessarily be physically separate, though we will have one area reserved for the green block. The green block is the more artistic, festive style of demo, where there is no risk of having to defend themselves. The yellow block is obstructive. This is classic nonviolent civil disobedience. It is defensive, nonviolent blockades or attempts to occupy ground, for example, which involve a definite risk of arrest. The red block is disruptive. This is the disturbance block, which will try to disrupt the summit, where participants should be aware of a high risk of repression and arrest. We are expecting creative, diverse styles of disruptive action here. We emphasize disruption because from early on, CELAC and CASA come to the same conclusion that, given the constraints of the security fence and massive police mobilization, attempting a repeat of Seattle and actually trying to shut down the meetings was a strategy unlikely to succeed. We decided on an alternative strategy, which combined efforts to disrupt the summit with efforts to create temporary autonomous zones, liberated territories throughout the city. CELAC and CASA have developed a series of proposals that the actions themselves that we would like you to consider. And then she begins translating from a page in French. Interesting. I'm gonna save that for later. Just so we are clear, obstructive is a euphemism for blocking road, entrances, and so forth, and disruptive is a euphemism for the use of violence and property damage to try to shut things down. The use of sophisticated pre-planned violence goes back a long way, and it is backed by a set of academic theories about how violence, property damage, blockades, and so forth can be used to put pressure on the authorities and create political leverage that can be used to extract concessions from politicians, businesses, and other groups. As at Data Republican, I don't know who this one is, has shown, see her thread for details, okay. Hi, ma'am. We'll look that over in a minute. Oh, so we're on 18. How many are there? Oh, he's got like a little back and forth with Data Republican. So we got till 23. Well, we'll just read through this and then we'll skim through Data Republican's thread. What you think? Sound good? Let's see. As Data Republican has shown in her thread that we'll look at in a minute, these protests are created, funded, and organized by people with large network and resources. My goal is to explain the theoretical foundation that the rioters' tactics and strategies are built on. Hey, this has been a great thread so far. I commend this dude. Let's see. At Data Republican 19, These riots implement a set of very specific tactics and theories which operate according to a theoretical foundation built by radical professors for the purpose of helping woke activists manipulate, create, and control the cultural narrative in order to get political wins. So this is the only way that Democrats can win, I guess. Definitely not being an upright good person. The worst thing... No, I'm not saying that the right wing is full of good people, but wouldn't it feel nice if somebody with actual soul and integrity could win? Yeah, cause it was. Especially when BLM came out and claimed that they were communists. So there you have it. If you didn't know that. Let's see. The worst thing... Did I just miss something? La 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 la. No, we're right here. So Data Republican continues. The worst thing that we can do right now is to overreact. Why? Because that's bad optics. The entire point of these riots is to make the police, the mayor, and the other authorities to overreact. They are absolutely 100% baiting the police and the Trump administration into overreacting. That's the play. Okay. I know this because the book that all of these tactics comes from is called Beautiful Trouble, and one of the co-authors lived in my city. He used to run activism camps and made appearances at the university I attended while I was there. I know these people firsthand. Look how gay this is. I think it's rainbowy, right? Is it rainbowy? It's gay. Co-author of Beautiful Trouble, Dave Mitchell, was the chief of staff to the leader of the leftist political party in Saskatchewan, while I working in the legislature for one of the government ministers. I am telling you, I know exactly how these tactics are used. Mitchell was arrested in a protest at the Summit of the Americas in 2001, the same summit that I mentioned earlier, in which there are red, yellow, and green zones. I'm telling you from experience that they are trying to force the Trump administration to overreact. So what do they get out of it if the administration does? What does that entail? Or what would be the next step after that? You can't win the battle here with a brutal crackdown, since that only gives the protesters what they want, a chance to look like underdogs being abused by police. So that's ultimately what they're wanting? Like, look at Trump, like, be cruel to us. Hi, Dragos. Welcome. Since I know the people who created the tactics, I'll tell you the strategy to beat all of these tactics. Okay. The first thing is to refuse to overreact in the battle for optics. The team that looks worst loses. And the way the police lose is by overreacting. The second thing is to recognize that protests run on energy and momentum, so you need strategy to drain their momentum. So far, this is holding up. Let's see where she's going. The way to do this is twofold. First, begin making arrests of only the worst and most violent offenders. The goal is to get the most dangerous people of the streets while highlighting the most violent elements of the protest. The second part of very important, okay? By highlighting the worst offenders, you begin to build a narrative about how violent the protests are. Normal people don't like political violence. And steady stream of announcements about the arrests of violent protesters frames the protesters as violent. So is this why... This is why the news won't be honest? They will both decrease the political pressure to restore order because people will the arrests as proof the police are doing something without overreacting, while simultaneously framing the protests as violent and making it harder for the protesters to recruit normal people. Oh, this is like so long. We spent like 30 minutes on this alone. But after this one, we'll kick back and watch like the two like news videos that I wanted to react to. Mega Monster says, yes, Trump can be a bit dumb on handling protester riots. He once asked why he can't mow them down. He really said that? Did he really? Then there was the church photo op that didn't help at all. Kent University shooting during Vietnam War also caused public to turn against government. Yeah. The news will never say they are violent. The news always sides with them. That's why optics don't matter. See, that's like what I was kind of wondering about the optics thing. And where the media and the elites who own the media, where they're standing on this when it comes to these actual terrorists doing their black bloc bullshit. I think I was on 23. No. To restore something. We were right here. By the time you are finished arresting the worst protesters, the people will already be sick of the riots and disorder. Then you can begin arresting the rest of the violent people and the people who are engaged in non-violent obstruction of things like roads and bridges. People will have lost their patience for road blocking. People usually give road blockers a few hours or a day to make their point before they get sick of blocked roads. So then you can begin to arrest the road blockers while using exactly the following message. Okay. The right to free speech in America does not mean protesters can prevent ambulances and fire trucks from reaching the people that need them. Protesters have no right to make fire trucks sit in traffic while buildings burn, or make ambulances sit in traffic while people die. This framing makes the protesters look like they are taking the city hostage, which they are, and makes them look even worse in light of violence that LA has seen. I actually love this so much because that's taking their own play and putting it against them. I love that so fucking much, actually. When you hit this stage, you will begin to notice public opinion shifts very quickly. Once the people see the protests as violent and see that the protesters are holding the city hostage, they will begin to turn against the protesters. And more importantly, the cause the protesters support. Yeah, from where like all of this has just been like so fucking troublesome, I don't give a shit what their cause is. There might have been a time that I did care, but the fact that they have to inconvenience everyone else who's just trying to live their lives, that was the first inkling I had years ago that I don't give a fuck about what these bash the fash people have to say and do. And then when they're like for a lot of normies, when they came to the realization that even Greta Thunberg is just a photo op closeted lesbian that's not doing anything at all. Like, I'm just making accusations about her, but she doesn't do anything other than just like, I'm present and I have the media on my side and there's cameras on me, and proceeds to just not do anything at all. Like, why? Like, I get that it's optics, but like people that pay attention, like once they get eyes on them and people pay attention and realize that they're all just playing a fucking mental jungle. They're playing like a fucking game with everybody. It makes the propaganda cease to be. I think part of why they have such a fixation on gaslighting is because their tactics only work if they can manipulate guilt. If you cannot be manipulated through guilt, their playbook crashes. I know, right? Imagine making that hell of a straw man. Imagine like you come together and you make that hell of a fucking straw man, right? That can be burnt down. I mean, like, just like they want to make you scared, right? They want you fearful. Because then, like, you'll react without thinking. Like, they're nothing to be fearful of. They're burning down their own infrastructure just to look good in the fucking media. Fuck them. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. Sorry. Let's keep going. La 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 la. When protesters realize public opinion is turning against them, it will begin to destroy their energy and momentum, and the protests will begin to die out. Honestly, I always kind of figured they got bored. At this point, we have to make sure that this never happens again. Here's what we do. Or here's how we do that, excuse me. What you want to do is to avoid the J6 mistake. The authorities charged people who were peaceful just for being there, and this made it look like the authorities were overreacting. What you want to do is start charging and convicting everyone involved in every violent action. The goal is to create a steady stream of convictions over the next couple of years. This is so that the public sees a steady stream of protester convicted of assault stories in the news. 2 years of such stories will solidify the narrative that the protests were violent. Don't press charges against people who were just there, only the people who were violent or blocked roads. By getting a long series of undisputed convictions, you solidify the narrative that the protests were violent without looking like you overreacted. So we have to play their game against them. It feels so fucking tedious, but I guess it has to be the way that it is. Sorry. Let's continue on. Blah, 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 blah. By not charging people who were just there, you avoid falling into the trap of looking like you arrested people for speaking their mind. Arrest their violent shock troops, show them for what they are, and win the narrative battle while putting away the most violent people. So we're nearing the end. Don't go for revenge or a show of strength, because that will backfire. Stay strong, stay calm, go in stages. Let the attrition and natural decline in momentum make the protests die out with a whimper. That's how you beat their strategy. Thanks for reading. Oh, yay! So we don't really have to go through this here, because we just read like a good chunk of that was actually her input. But I am going to bookmark this. That was really fascinating to read, actually. What did you guys think of it? I was trying to get through it, and I was missing things you guys are saying, so I'm going to catch up on what you guys are saying. I also want to watch this Salty Cracker video. Who was it that posted this? Was it Tilted or Mars? I love Salty Cracker, if you guys didn't know that. This is, like, my go-to guy. I like watching him. But this is called Lefty Doxing Ice tries to delete account after he gets doxed. So you after reading all that, we definitely need to laugh at some retards, don't we? I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna catch up on things that you guys are saying. Okay? What do you think of that? Sound pretty good?
Okay, let's take a roll here.
I'm also gonna take a sippy. Cheers. Wait.
Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here?
Alakablam.
Abe, this is,
Let me make it smaller. No, that's bigger.
Somebody found out, Abe. Somebody found out big time. This is a textbook case of fuck around and find out.
Well, it's hard to see him.
Take a look. Looks like every other dumb asshole left-tard over here, goofy-eyed son of a bitch soy boy. And he was running an account called, what was it called? Well, they're all deleted. So it was called LA Scanner. LA Scanner, boys. LA Scanner. What was LA Scanner doing? Well, LA Scanner was using a scanner, a police scanner, to dox ICE during the LA fiery but mostly peaceful demonstrations. He's trying to get ICE agents.
That's right, because
they're Nazis. Again,
that's a good poster message. Is still put them in jail, just don't overreact. Yeah, I mean, it was solid. It was solid. I'm glad I read through all of that. I was actually going to skim through it to save
Because
time.
I've seen a whole lot of LGBT.
But no, that was 100% worth reading through.
Anyway, this is Gateway Pundit, and they try to put together a compilation of his finest tweets, but he deleted all.
They got this dude's tweets, man.
Karma, man, dogs, and ICE agents.
How much you want to bet they're gay?
LA riots flips out after getting a taste of his own medicine. Update: he's deleted everything. Yep. Leftists are perfectly happy dishing out the punishment to those they disagree with, who are Nazis and fascists. You can't get the torture for this.
It's so nice to know that, like, are refreshing. Like, it really, like, takes the black pill out. That you don't have to be fearful. Like, they're calling you a racist or calling you a Nazi.
Got a stormtrooper helmet somewhere.
Whatever.
In their Halloween photography.
The working class is pretty well done getting beat over the head by Truntifo nonsense. I mean, even normies are over it. Like, they're just like, all right, come on, man.
Yeah, weird feeling you shove crayons up your butthole. Anyway, he was out there bashing the fash on the inner zones. And it got a little real, boys. It got a little real.
But never caught you live. I stream.
Years ago. I mean, therefore I am. Here's
hold on. I wanna shout out what I do real quick and when I do it. I stream usually whenever like I'm not like overly tired or doing stuff that to where I'm not around. I typically stream Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and sometimes Thursdays. 9 p.m. Eastern till 11 p.m. Eastern, but sometimes I go past 11 p.m. I have a schedule that I typically have posted in my Discord or on my Twitter that's pinned at the top of my profile. Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays are ideally the days that I do story time, which currently we're reading Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Wednesdays I try to reserve for games or chill streams like this where we can get together and just like talk some major shit about like happenings or a topic that interests me. Like next week is going to be fat acceptance. Thursdays are reserved for just like community fucking around, or maybe like I sleep in a little bit and don't stream. But Thursdays in my Discord server is also when we have bad movie night. But sometimes it turns into good movie night, and the movies start at 11 p.m. Eastern. And this week we're going to be watching Ghostbusters 2. Last week we watched Ghostbusters. That was my first time seeing Ghostbusters. This is going to be my first time seeing Ghostbusters 2. And then we're going to go back to bad movies next week, and we're going to watch the feminist version of Ghostbusters. So, yeah. That's when you can catch me. Usually after 9 p.m. Eastern. I do need to like play some more games. There's this like graveyard game that I'm interested in buying, but from where like I just had the funds to buy like a new phone. The little game is like on hold for the time being. But eventually I'm gonna get it. All right, let me let this keep playing. But thank you for asking, Dragos. I hope I answered your question. And I also implore you to join the Discord server, which for you guys on Rumble and on YouTube, you could just scroll down and you'll find all of my links. And for Twitter, you can just check my link tree on my profile page. Okay, let's play it.
Starts LA Scanner, Holiday Inn in Torrance at 19800 South, Vermont, Torrance, California. 9502 confirmed. Agents are staying at the hotel. Trying to get him killed.
I love when he talks silly like that.
A dude who looks like this, of course. Look at, I don't know what this phenotype here is, Abe, but boy, definitely turning every woman's
Mega Monster. You think Trump overreacts?
Right
I'm in this position where I think that when Trump does stuff, it's pretty funny.
How'd that work out for you?
It's pretty funny.
I recently discovered several posts containing my family's name and home addresses. This is unacceptable and violates our privacy. It does. It does.
He was charged with stalking, Zine? This guy was charged with stalking? Good.
Right. I'm not happy that this happened to you. The entire situation's hilarious, though. Right? You're in the entire.
Look how big his fucking mouse is.
Was to dox people to
Look at
try
my
and
mouse.
get them
My
killed.
mouse is the WoW cursor.
You're calling
Get
law
good.
enforcement officers who are enforcing just basic immigration law There are
Yeah.
people here legally. We want them gone. We won the election. Our will needs to be carried out. You guys are protecting.
Oh, you guys are saying some
for
awesome stuff
every
to me. I'm
one
so sorry for
person
missing it.
Who hasn't committed an additional crime, who broke into our country, but they're getting deported.
I'm muted?
You've got people who've committed 20 crimes. And
No?
They never get held accountable because of your sanctuary states, your sanctuary cities, and your stupid policies.
Can you hear me?
You lost. The will of the people's being enacted. You're calling these people Nazis and fascists and Gestapo. And now you're
Oh, thank God you guys can hear me. I was about to
purposely trying
say,
get them murdered.
I see it lighting up over here, and I'm
And so
not gonna
you
know how to
got
fix
doxed.
it if I'm sounding muted.
Yeah. In this scheme of things over here, I think
I'm gonna
trying to
give
get
some hearts
people
to Evergreen
murdered
since he can't hear
is
me.
worse. So anyway, so
You can hear me, Mega Monster.
live
Thank
by the
you.
doxing
Thank you guys for
sword,
letting me
die
know.
by the doxing sword, I guess, politically, metaphorically speaking, of course. I've recently discovered several posts containing my family's
You seem
name
pretty
on
cool.
home
You remind me of
addresses.
Kirsha.
This is
Oh,
unacceptable
thanks.
and violates our
Kirsha,
privacy. Well,
hold on. Because of like all the drama that happened to poor Kirsha, which she is the official VTuber for Fish Tank. I know you guys already know it, but I'm really proud of her. I have declared her as my Oshi waifu. I did not officially have one, but I made Kirsha my Oshi waifu. Long live the Foxu. Long live the Foxu. How dare they come after one of ours? You know what I mean? These fucking weirdo trends. These fucking freaks. Also, Dragos, thank you for the compliment. You make me feel good, man. I hope I catch you around more. But yeah, major shout out to Kirsha. So also, guys, I'm like really excited because World Peace 2 comes out and then Fish Tank comes out. I think both of those next week, and I can't wait to see like what Kirsha's gonna do.
that was fine to do it to these people.
I can't wait.
See, it's always
Kirsha makes bank. She made 160K from
They're
Gamer Subs in the
what
past
we
few months.
voted for
I'm
them to
honestly
do.
proud of her.
They're enforcing
If I had
the goddamn
160K,
border.
I would fucking sit on that and buy
The border's still a thing, morons.
a cheap
hammerhead
fixer upper
shark-having motherfuckers over
far
here.
away from a city.
You guys with your goofy goofball eyes.
And I would have chickens, and I already
We want
promised
them to
that on the day
enforce
that
the
I
border. We
can
want
actually
illegal
afford
aliens
to
kicked out.
get land, I will have a 24-hour chicken cam for everybody.
Be
Collab with
warned,
Kirsha,
anyone
I don't
who
think
cares
she'd
that my
ever
residents with harmful
recognize
intentions, I am
me.
legally entitled to use deadly force in accordance with my state's laws. Of course you are. Of course you are. Well, kind of, right? Depends.
Aw, Evergreen, I'm glad it's working.
I mean, you're in California. Shooting a home intruder might land you in jail. Who knows?
California.
So anyway, you talking real big over here. It's fast. Lefties now love guns, boys. Oh, what, were you going to hit him with your dildo? I was going to use a gun. Guns are scary. And everybody knows guns
Hit
are
him with your
Nazis.
dildo.
I was going to use my dildo, the purple one. I hardly ever use it. Oh, that's disgusting. Well, anyway, now he's back. And now he's in a lot of trouble, by the way.
It's extra
Wanna
gross
issue a
'cause he
formal
puts it in
apology
his
to this
butt.
American Papa Bear. I should not have posted the locations of ice raids. Ruh-roh. You know why? Because that's illegal. And I will no longer do so. I've contacted the authorities to take
What was that
responsibility,
soundbite
and they're
from, I
currently
wonder?
Reviewing my count to determine if any
I
laws
hope
are broken.
Kirsha gets her
It is
dream
found
house.
by the
What's her
law.
dream house? Has she
Then
ever
I will
said?
cooperate
I
fully to
unfortunately don't get to
myself
watch Kirsha
Turns out this guy's a convicted
ever,
felon,
sadly.
and convicted
I
felons
did
never
try to
are
catch
allowed to use
her
police
during the
scanners,
riot
and so
streams.
this dude might be going to prison. Like, this is an epic.
Dimeo's rating
all around,
us!
fuck around and find out.
Dimeo,
To those targeting my
Dimeo!
family, please, I'm begging you to stop. They have nothing to do.
Welcome,
They've done nothing
Raiders!
wrong and do not deserve to be dragged into this. The anger should be directed at me, not them. Someone has already come to my home, pounding on my door, demanding to confront me. This has gone too far. To anyone I've put at risk, I sincerely apologize. That was never my intention. That was totally your
Wow.
intention. That was totally your intention.
Yes, it was.
And what else?
Why else
What
would
was
you?
it, to bring them sleeping
Why else
bags
would you?
and ice cream cones and pat them on their fucking butts to put ice to sleep? No, you wanted to put ice to sleep forever. And you done found out. So, that is the most incredible fuck around and find out that I've seen on the internet in a long time. Thanks guys so much for watching this video and supporting this crazy channel. If you want to be kept up to date, because there's gonna be.
Come on, doxing ICE people, the ICE officers. Fuck this guy. Fuck him. I've been playing WoW. I was playing a gnome mage. Dimeo! Wow, that's really fucking cool. What level are you? What level are you? Also, what spec are you? And thank you for the raid, Diamond. I haven't seen you in a good bit. Hi. She wants to live in Massachusetts because woman brain. Guys, I'm gonna be for real with you. I'm gonna be for real. Listen, hold on. Let me get an estimate of how many people's watching. This is how I think. You ever just did autistic shit that helps you think like that? So, there's like about a collective amount of like 50 of you watching. Oh, Frost Mage, level 33. Nice. He's pretty cool on mines. Oh, Salty's active on mines. I've neglected my mines, and that's unfortunate because mines is such a good community, and a lot of you guys that watch me and chill with me, you came from mines. Anyway, from where like I don't really have family and friends, and I'm just being like raw and honest with you guys, I would just move to the cheapest state. I don't know which state is the cheapest, but the one that's the most cheapest and the most like red state. And I would just live out in the country as long as like I had access to some decent civilization, like within like 30 minutes or so from where my house is. Because ideally, like I would want to like self-sustain and grow my own stuff. That's just my dream. Daimao, you have a wonderful night. Wait, who's leaving? Oh, it's Coast leaving. I'm sorry. Good night, Coasty. Check out Crowder's feed on the riots too. Crowder's doing it. Oh fuck yeah, Crowder's streaming the riots right now. Cheapest red state and cost of living is Alabama, but it's Alabama. But if you live in the rural part of Alabama, is it worth it? Because I wouldn't mind living within a couple hours of the Gulf, of like the Florida Gulf. The Gulf of America. Blackwell, hi. Welcome. Daimao, you out of here? Oh, you guys, I would, so I do have, like, an issue with transportation, but I think I could probably figure out a way to get, like, a nice, cheap, older car and just get my license, which if you guys don't know it, like, my eye issues, like, if some of you don't know it, like, my eye issues, I've just never bothered to learn how to drive because I do have sight issues. I'm not like too disabled from it. I just it's just macular degeneration, honestly, and my eyes are like really like slow to adjust from like so when people are like, if I'm in the passenger side of the car, I'm just gonna give you an example, and they have like their high beams on and it's like reflecting in the mirror at me, my eyes take like 5-10 minutes to adjust from that quick blindness back into the darkness. It's just macular degeneration. Just imagine I have the eyeballs of a person in their 90s, because that's the way a doctor described it to me once. So yeah. Honestly, if VTubing ends up making you enough money, you could do that full time and just live in Bama. But is Alabama worth it? I'm not opposed to anywhere as long as it's a red state and I can live in the most ruralest part. I don't even have to have neighbors. Preferably, I'd like to be neighbors with farmers and shit like that, because farmers will like barter and trade with you. Also, cottage laws matter a lot to me, but that's about it. And cottage laws means that if I wanted to, like, I'm going to give you an example. If I wanted to, like, for instance, make my own butter and sell that to people, cottage laws are, like, based around what you can and can't do with selling foods out of your own home. And some states are, like, overly codified with those fucking laws, and some of them, like Oklahoma, which is where our homeboy Dugan's from, is like super laxed about it. So I do care about that, but like I'm willing to like care less about that's just me wanting like residual income, where it's like, okay, I can just like open up a stall at a farmer's market or on like right in my yard by the road or something and sell eggs and fresh baked bread and canned and jarred stuff, right? I get like way into this homesteading stuff. You guys don't know. I get like way fucking into this. I love it. I have been absorbed into homesteading shit for like 10 years. Also, Blackwell, my day was like really tiring, but it was made better when I got to start streaming and just like hanging out with everybody. How has your day been, Black Whale? I hope it's been good. I hope it was better than mine. High beams suck. Man, I tell you what, there's some of these high beams that just bring tears to my fucking eyes. I'd rather live in Alabama than live in this third world country called Kanukistan. Ooh, you're in Canada. Daimel, I'm sorry. We're planning to annex it eventually, and we're going to save you. North Texas is the last of the Wild West. The land in Texas is cheap. The only thing you got to worry about is the strong winds. But if you had a personal issue, is that there's not a lot of people here. In North Texas, where are all the California people moving to? You know how the Californians are moving specifically to Texas to basically change the laws? I've never been to Texas, so I don't know. As I always hear Dallas is not good. Keep in mind that red states can still vote in Democratic governors. Right, Mega Monster? Right. You're basically describing where I live. Drag us for real? A nice, like, rural country area? They moved to Austin in Texas. Oh, it's Austin. They're going to Austin. Damn. If you want miles and miles and nothing but wilderness, then Alabama's perfect for you. Damn, okay. I do love the South. I think I do pretty good disguising my southern accent a little bit. But I am from the South. Californians are going to Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Vegas, Phoenix, Albuquerque, Denver, and Salt Lake City. Now I know where to avoid. Let's see. Oh yeah, I had a liberal hive mind video that I was interested in, but I can't remember what it was about. I like read that thread, and then my brain is starting to shut down because I've been like my iron's been low and I've been tired, and now I don't remember what the hell this is about. Yeah, Houston in the southeast has its fair share of liberalism where I'm at. Damn. I would also, going back, I would love to stream full time. But I feel like I'm just not that interesting. I also don't understand the concept of how you do full-time streaming. I'm unfortunately like one of those autists that has to have things like very clearly explained to me. And then like I will just follow suit. But I don't know how to like make it a full-time thing. I do have like projects that I keep neglecting, which is like my writing. But that's just more like my hobby, this little hobby. And I don't know, I feel like I would be kind of boring dealing with me for like 6 hours. At least I venture to assume that's what full-time streaming is that like so many days out of the week you dedicate like 5+ hours to streaming. I don't know. I should try it one day and see what it's like. Austin is mini California. Texas can't turn blue because while all the cities are blue, there's over 200 red counties that keep them in check. See, that's it. We just gotta let the cities burn and move to the country. That's my fucking plan. Squishy! Squishy's raiding us! Oh my god, Squishy! Welcome in, Raiders! Yeah. I don't get how streamers don't lose their voice streaming that much. You know, whenever I'm doing the read streams, by the time we get towards the end of the 2 hours, like, I'm slightly losing my voice. Slightly. I don't even think it's gotten stronger. Maybe it has. I don't know. I just hope that I have been improving with my voice and reading. Tonight I did a piss poor job. Hi, Raiders. Hi, Squishy. Hi, Mark. Videos could also supplement your time. Videos could also supplement your time? What do you mean? Like reacting to videos? I love when you guys give me advice. I'm going to tell you right now. I love that you guys are my viewers and you give me advice and you tell me the stuff that you want to see and what you enjoy seeing. I love that. I love that positive feedback that we have. I also like when you tell me what you don't like seeing, which you guys will never really say that. Texas was once a Democratic stronghold. Oh yeah, it was. I remember that now. You don't have to stream for 5 hours, but you will have more time to research. To research what? Hey, Synth Tracks. Synth Tracks, I haven't seen you in a great while. I hope you have been doing good. I hope you've all been doing good. I enjoy seeing goth girls. Bork? We are one and the same, you and I. I love seeing goth girls so much I became one. Does that make sense? Guys, I'm so goth that wonderful refurbished iPhone 11 that you helped me purchase, I got in black. I was originally going to get white because it was a cheaper one, and then I found a seller that had a one that was like over 120 gigs that was less than $200, just slightly, but even though taxes like fucked me up, I got it in black. Did I already tell you that? I got it in black. Yep, times change. I like that Zatras can take banter. So many VTubers say they have thick skin, but then complain about chat bantering with them. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I love that we can just talk. I'm gonna be for real and say this is where I get the most of like my human interaction. I mean, I do have friends. Like I do have a couple friends, and you guys see them sometimes on stream, and we'll play games together. But a lot of times, I'm usually just kind of like alone, like in my book, like in my room, in my bed. Like currently, I'm reading that Voluptuous Panic, the Weimar Berlin book. That's like the filthiest, nastiest book I've ever owned. But I didn't know that Weimar Berlin was so disgusting. I just didn't know. I didn't know. I don't even think today, in the modern era, with all the degenerate, like, people in the pride parades with their, like, puppy play bullshit with the kids present, I don't think that we are actually Weimar Berlin level yet. I think that we got really close. We got really close when we started putting like sex education that was for queer people or whatever in elementary schools. We got real close. The one thing that I think that was the degree of separation is that Weimar Berlin had child prostitutes very freely, like 12-year-old boys prostituting themselves. So that was like something to learn. I couldn't believe it. I can't. I'm reaching over to get my book. I cannot. When innocents like the elderly or children get involved, like that fucks me so up, guys. I'm looking at the book now. Again, shout out to Tilted World. I never knew the existence of this book until he brought it up during movie night. Was it 2 weeks ago? I think so. Doing good. Been a minute. How you doing today? I'm doing very good. Very good. Same old for the most part. But I could be worse, right? The girl to goth girl pipeline needs to be studied. Yes, it does. And then I want to have more goth girlfriends. Sorry, if you went full-time streaming, you would have the time to organize the stuff you want to stream about. I believe you have what it takes. Mars, you're so sweet. I love when you guys tell me nice things because it does uplift me and it inspires me. Weimar Republic was terrible. It was disgusting. Oh my god. And I mean, I mean, like here where they had like brothels and shit like that, the modern version that we have is definitely Discord servers where you get groomed in. I agree with Supo. Hitler was technically tame considering the shit that went down in the Weimar Republic. Yep. Oh, I love you guys. Oh my god, I'm gonna give you bunches of hearts over on Rumble. Do I have any? What do I have over here on YouTube? No, they're not purple, but there. I wish you could put custom emotes over on YouTube. I don't understand why you cannot. That's so lame. Maybe Chad is grooming Zatris. You guys wouldn't do that to me, would you? Zay, remember us when you retire from VTubing to become the CEO of Goth Girl Incorporated? I'm gonna have to bring you guys with me. I need the patriarchy present to make sure that I stay in line. That Hitler quote is gonna get clipped. In a way that's good. It's the summer of rioting. Also, Stalin literally sent homosexuals to gulags to workforce labor while Hitler never did such. So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Stalin, like, hold on, doesn't, like, Russia even now view homosexuality closer to pedophilia because it's usually involved with each other? There's some World War II historical artifacts that I wish I could own. And I know, like, some liberal's gonna be like, oh my god, listen to that bitch. She is such a Nazi. Oh my god, I'm gonna write about her in my Vice article just like I did her Oshi. But really, like, wanting a piece of history doesn't make you a Nazi at all. It just kind of makes you, like, more intelligent than black bloc people. I love this book. I'm gonna lay down and read it somewhere later. Let's watch this video. I don't even remember what it's about. Let's watch it. It's Liberal Hive Mind. I know some of you guys don't like him, but I think Liberal Hive Mind's pretty cool.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I frickin' knew it. This is exactly what I said. We got all these Democrats going on and on with the same ridiculous shtick, all these talking points all built around this concept that Donald Trump is a fascist, and that would essentially imply that he views himself as above the people. He has no interest in democratic will, democratic say, in what the American people want, and so so he's just doing his own thing and doing it by force. But you know, it's kind of hard to make that argument when nearly 60% of American voters polled absolutely support Donald Trump and his National Guard crack.
I just realized from where like I watched My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, I got like, well, maybe I don't. But like I was just like, why do they keep showing me all these like girls that's dressed like they're from 2003? And it was something I watched earlier this afternoon, and now I got it like targeted at me.
In LA. How can you be a fascist if you're the president of the United States and you're simply making good on the mandate? Folks, we got a poll here from Insider Advantage that just completely decimated the Democrats and their pathetic little game here. Let me show you guys the polling data and some other interesting clips that I think are all related.
Let's see that.
We got
Roll
some
that
stuff to get
data.
into, so let's
Roll
roll
it.
the tape. All right, folks, so take a look at the polling data right here. Insider Advantage, 1,000 likely voters. And the question asked is, do you approve of Trump's National Guard deployment? 59% said yes, 39% saying no.
Fuck them
39%
39%.
Positive spread supporting the president of the United States. Derp? Fascism? Really? The president who got democratically elected to do exactly what he is doing what he promised the people, and 60% of respondents
Actual Justice
support
Warrior
what he's
is another
doing.
great
We got
news
clear
political
majorities
commentator to
for
watch.
Democratic will
Oh, is this are they a
and the
YouTuber?
Democrats have the audacity to tell us that Donald Trump is acting
I like when
a
you guys
tyrant or a fascist. These people have lost the
tell-
plot.
like,
It's absolutely insane.
introduce
They've been
me
telling
to
us for the
new
last
shit.
month. Well, really for the last
It
decade.
always ends up
that
being like
Donald
mega
Trump
cool.
is the core of all problems. He is the root of all evil. Donald Trump is the problem here, not Democrats. Donald Trump. But that's another narrative that I find quite confusing, considering all of this chaos, all of this stuff is happening where? In Democrat cities, in Democrat states.
I went
Certainly
away
isn't
from the
happening
city
in
so
Florida.
bad.
I mean, they tried in Tampa, but then a bunch of MAGA patriots rushed the streets and basically shut the anti-ICE riot down within the hour.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm noticing a very clear common denominator. And what do you think that is? Just ask yourself the question, is there a D next to the name? Is there a D next to the state? And there you go, you've identified the frickin' problem. Trump's not the problem. Karen Bass openly supporting illegal migration and running cover for black-clad terrorists on the streets who are running around assaulting federal officers, that's the frickin' problem. That's the void in leadership. The absolute audacity of these Democrats to be saying the things that they've been saying. And now, speaking of that concept, actually I'm going to use that as the perfect segue to these next clips. Speaking of lying, speaking of gaslighting, speaking of saying absolutely insane, egregious things, look what Nancy Pelosi just said.
I want to say two more things. One is, when there is a gathering, a large gathering of people, the anarchists see it as an opportunity and they move in. So always have to be careful whether you see a burned car or broken window or whatever it is. It may be the exuberance of the moment, but it may be the anarchist setting in. Secondly, and you know this to be true, and I haven't seen it really reflected so much in the press. On January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard. He would not do it. Not only would he not do it, when law enforcement people were being harmed, some later died, he would
I
not
get so
send
tired
it
of
in
hearing her old lady
when
dentures
his
clack together.
instigation that he an insurrection that he incited was causing damage to those assigned to protect the Capitol and the Constitution that day, to accept the results of the Electoral College. That day, he didn't do it.
Yeah, Nancy really went there. How dare Donald Trump deploy the National Guard
Oh,
when
Vlad
he
is
refused
rating
the National
us.
Guard on January 6th?
Hi,
Really,
Vlad.
Nancy? Donald Trump refused the National Guard because I'm pretty sure what actually happened was you, as the
You like
1,000
hearing
National Guard troops on
legalese?
scene,
He's on Rumble
but
too.
you and your sergeant at arms.
Also, hi,
which is
Lake. Did I say hi
verified
to
by
you?
text
How long
message,
have you been
denied
here?
it.
Hi,
Holy
Lake.
frickin' moly. Then we had Maxine
I will
Waters
check him
give us
out
the
too.
history.
That's gonna have to be post stream.
Who were out of step with what we are advocating.
Yeah, she
peaceful
refuses.
protest, did not create any violence.
I get a
Nobody
kick
was
out of
shot,
watching this
nobody
lady.
was killed. Get it in your head. And so When martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people.
Hi,
what happened in
Vlad.
Paramount, what
How
happened
was
in
stream?
Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Don't believe the clips, she says. Oh, it's all peaceful.
Don't believe your own
protests in
eyes.
California. Yeah, it's a peaceful protest if you go live
She,
under a
Maxine,
rock with
Maxine
Patrick
is
frickin' Star
hilarious.
from SpongeBob. But for us living in the real
I love a
world
desperate
with eyeballs,
Democrat.
seeing the video footage, yeah, very clearly, it's been a week of riots. What's the next argument?
Good. I didn't want you to
we have
feel
a bunch
left
of
out.
thugs all over the streets,
I didn't want you to feel
smashing
left
up
out,
stores
like
and stealing all the inventory.
these old hags need to go. They do. I'm so tired of the boomers. I tried to find a video of them looting
Just any other day
the
in
Apple Store.
California. It's not like it's something new or out of the
But I
ordinary.
couldn't find it.
Obviously, California is in complete freaking chaos, and Donald Trump is totally
The hardest boss in the
justified as
game in
president
30
of the
minutes.
United
Nice
States
job.
to step in and do something. And you know, again, maybe if you Democrats did your damn jobs,
Yes, right,
like what we're seeing
Tyrion.
from Republican governors and mayors, well then maybe Donald Trump wouldn't have to get involved. But obviously, we know exactly how you Democrat leaders operate, unless Xi Jinping is coming in town.
Folks say, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming.
See, I like to ship
true.
Unless the Chinese
Newsom
emperor is in
with
town, you people don't
Castro
do anything. No,
Jr.
quite to the contrary.
I think they would
You
make
fight
a
against the
cute
common
power
sense
couple.
approach. You fight
You know those
against
girls that's like
enforcing
into
the law.
yaoi.
Like in this case where President Trump deployed the National Guard, and what did Gavin Newsom do?
And then they
He
meet
sued
up
the
with
president to try to
Macron,
block
and
his
then like
National
their
Guard
old
deployment,
lady
which, by the way, a judge just
handlers
slapped
like
down.
crowd around them.
The state of California's request to stop Trump from using
As they have
the
cute boy
California
love.
National Guard to keep the peace and keep order during these protests.
Brutally denied, but again, it just goes to show the Democrats are the ones causing the problem. Trump's coming in trying to fix it as businesses are being ransacked.
There's
and
a
federal
video of
officers
them
are being
looting
assaulted,
the
as
Adidas
federal
store and
property public
suggestions.
spaces are being destroyed, and the Democrat
I
response
have
is to
some
sue
videos,
Donald
but I'm
Trump
starting to
and call him
run
a fascist.
low on
Who
time
the
because like I
hell
kind of
is
want
voting
to
for these people? Anyways, that's
get
pretty
in
much what I got for
bed
you
by
guys on
about
this one. I hope you
12:30,
enjoyed
so I'm
the video.
thinking
If you
like
did,
maybe
make
in
sure to
30
leave a like
minutes
and
I'll
possibly
wrap
subscribe.
it up.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hot damn! Oh, do you see this lady right here? I think she's so pretty. I'm just sidetracking.
A lot of this you
I
can
love her
use
sewing videos. Hold on, where is she at?
a little bit dead.
Look how pretty.
And so I
Alright, get the fuck out of here, Christine. We're doing other shit. All talk of Mexico, why not Venezuela? What about Venezuela? Mark, what you want to say? So I wanted to include this here of politicians fighting each other. And Newsom here says, do your job. He's on JD Vance. Like, do your job. We didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. Rescind the order. Return control to California. Oh, he's saying do your job. Do your job. And then Vance like goes into this. And it says Gavin Newsom says he didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. We're going to skim through it. Newsom and his stooge Karen Bass fomented and encouraged the riots because their entire political movement exists for one purpose: to promote mass migration into our country. It is their reason for being. Democratic leadership has no solution for the economy, for prosperity, or for security. They use their power when they're in the majority to import millions of illegal immigrants, and when they're in opposition, they do everything possible to prevent deportations. Medicaid was extended to all illegal immigrants in 2024. This means that This means that he elected to take healthcare from impoverished and disabled Californians and give it to illegal aliens. And now everything is President Trump's fault. Give me a break. Question: since you guys are mostly younger than me, I hear a lot about boomers, but Where do you put my generation? I'm gonna assume you're Gen X. Are you Gen X? Gen X is fine. Don't worry. You don't have that boomer exceptionalism. I'm a millennial, and boomers like fucked over my entire future, so I just have a personal vendetta. But Gen X, like, they largely just wanted to like be left alone because they didn't like the boomers either. I don't know, like, Gen X tends to be like fine, so don't you worry if you are. Zay, do you want me to DM you the video of Bronca? Sure, you can, but I'm gonna just check it out like post stream. I heard someone say that Karen Bass looks like a Bogdanov. I can never say their names right, and I know it's like some weird Slavic and French shit. Bogdanov twin. Now I can't unsee it. Shit. Yeah, Dragos, you're good. You're good. A lot of stuff is just like especially that I'm bitching about is boomer exceptionalism, and like these boomers in office, like Nancy Pelosi, Maxine fucking just Maxine in general. A lot of them are just boomers that need to get the fuck out of office, that are holding space, like people like keeping people from, even Gen X, from advancing forward. Mitch McConnell, for one. That's really it. It's just boomers and their lies. You know what I mean? We all, unfortunately, are subject to that. And then, like, your common everyday boomer and the way that they want to waste and just burn money, which is very similar to how Zoomers do it. Just from where, like, I had to live such hard times with other millennials that I was acquainted with over the years. You don't offend easy? Good. Good. I don't either. It's good. You're in great company here, Dragos. Boomers are universally reviled by every generation before and after them. Now, that is true. Supo's touching on something that's for real. Like other countries don't like their boomer generation as well. So it's just something like post fucking World War II that created this nonsense. Patty Murray has been my senator for 30 years. Bitch looks like the Crypt Keeper. Making fun of boomers can mean actual boomer generation, or making fun of anyone who is older. Can't use technology. You're a boomer. Don't game. Boomer. Now, there's stuff where I am a boomer. Right? With streaming. With streaming. Anything like fairly technology based, I'm a boomer about. So I have my boomer moments too, even though I'm a millennial. It is what it is, right? Thank you for sending that link. Thank you. You probably hear my phone going off in the background because Discord. The thing is that you hear it. You hear my phone. I can't even swipe it open like a good chunk of the time to even fucking get it to load Discord. So I can only read the note. Like, a lot of the times, like, what I do is like I'll read the notifications and then I'll just come over to my computer and respond. This has been my method. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from this. Like, Gavin Newsom is technically doing his job, even though it looks like the bare minimum to people with a backbone and a brain. But all he has to do is just put on his pretty girl makeup and go out there and smile. That's it. Alright, so now this is some of the stuff that you guys posted for me. What's this? White women are out in full force on TikTok to tell the world how bad the ICE raids in Los Angeles are. And then he's quoting her, so I'm going to let her play it. I'm going to let her say it.
Back in January.
I'm sorry, but when you have the fake cheekbones and the fake lips, I don't care what side you're on. you're gonna have to make a hard case that you're not gonna tell me something vapid that wasn't exaggerated and nonsense.
They're dead silent right now.
Not knowing something doesn't make you a boomer, but acting like you know everything does. Dragos. I feel like this one in the same. That is true. That is true, though. I've had a boomer try to tell me how to save money one time just based off having $20, and I'm like, you don't fucking know, man. Please stop. It's actually insulting. Like, I rarely get offended. I rarely feel as insulted, but that boomer that day made me feel away.
Apprehending them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person. And I don't want to be your friend.
Go take your SSRIs. Shut up.
I say this in the most disrespectful way possible as a first-generation American whose parent is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you have a large...
Don't you love when women want to tell you what to fucking do?
And you have decided, you have made the conscious choice to not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in this city right now, the attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment, if you are not
Oh shit, I just checked the YouTube chat. Thanatos, hey! I know you said that like forever ago about Mississippi, Oklahoma, Louisiana. I'd consider Louisiana, but from where they're so far under the water level, I'm afraid of another Hurricane Katrina.
I don't know who needs
Oklahoma is
to
the most Republican.
Being undocumented isn't a crime. You're just racist. See you in hell.
Yeah, I hate when they have to use that kind of voice. But they think they're so fucking hot when they speak like that. Also, going back to what Thanatos was saying, Oklahoma. So from where, like, one of my closest friends lives in Oklahoma, and he is all the fucking time going down in his tornado shelter. I just couldn't do Oklahoma. I couldn't do it. I had a hurricane destroy my house in late 2018, and then to have to deal, and that was in Florida, and then to have to deal with hurricanes all the time. I don't see how he can do it. Zay over here living off rice and Dr. Pepper, not gonna get lectured on saving money. No! Like, no! Like, my luxury is that I can have Dr. Pepper, and it is more than $2.50 a 2-liter. But I don't even know. Just whatever.
I think it's important to remember that though what Trump is doing in LA is absolutely deranged and incredibly fucked up, it is an act of desperation. The people behind all this, though it may seem very calculated, are not smart.
California does not really belong to the United States.
I don't really like the, like, nice guy. I don't know what kind of, like, phenotype or, like, what kind of personality you can say this is, but I don't like the, like, nice guy condescending way of speaking like this man is doing. And I'm so used to the trannies that do this that I just associate it with pedophilia. I just associate it with, like, some sort of, like, demeaning, sociopathic, I want to fondle kids nonsense. Like, that is this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making any accusations about him, but he plays into that stereotype that has been created based on fucking patterns. This is a male pick-me. My final solution to these morons is shut down the internet for 2 months. They will delete themselves without the attention. They only get online. I mean, a lot of these women don't exist unless they are receiving attention online. That's how, like, checked out of their own brain they are. I'm glad that's not me. That guy is an IRL soy jack. Woo, Tilted's right. I want a soy jack made of him right meow. Look at him. I can't. I actually he pisses me off in a way that is up there with the way women piss me off.
Are not smart.
California does not really belong to the United States. It belongs to Mexico, and we stole it from them in 1850.
People would not.
I cannot stand that performative way of speaking. I can't stand it. You could probably get a good soy jack traced off him. I mean, he had one like I'm gonna tell you my condescending way on how you should think. Okay, it belongs like blah 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 belongs to Mexico. He is a troll. I mean, maybe if he is very passably freakish. Even if he is a troll, he deserves to have a soy jack made of him, and then it be used like against everybody else.
Not have to be protesting if what was going on in this country was even a little bit normal. Instead of thinking about what's going on, think about what has been going on that causes something like this to go on.
Yeah, I would.
Man, that girl right there, I can tell she argues with her boyfriend constantly about how he should think and feel about things, because he needs to think and feel the exact way she does.
Absolutely anything for my daughter, and that includes going to a different country to give her a better life.
We won it
Being
from them.
undocumented is not a
We
criminal
did.
offense, it's a civil one, and if you've ever jaywalked, congratulations, because you've also committed a civil offense.
Oh,
I'm
shut
so
up.
worried about criminals being in this country, yet you voted for one to run it.
This is one of those moments where silence feels really fucking loud, because what do you mean you're not
Ew, she's ugly.
horrified by what's happening right now?
Ew.
If you are not absolutely horrified by what's going on right now, your delusion.
I've seen videos of children being separated from their families and families being pulled
Where?
apart, and people crying doesn't elicit any amount of empathy from you. I'm so sorry, but you might be the problem. Empathy and kindness are some of the most powerful things that we have.
All right, how about this? Like, yeah, it's sad, but it's their parents' fault. Moving on.
Everyone you see on here is a person with a story just like you.
I could never and will never be friends with a
Oh,
Trump
she's
supporter.
ugly
And I hate when
too.
people act like that statement is like a crazy thing to say. Personally, I like to share similar morals and values with the people I surround myself with. And at this point, it's always been like this, honestly. It's not even political, it's a human rights issue.
Influencer and content creators, if you can't even reshare something, we see you. Speak the
She has
fuck
BPD.
up. You should not deserve a platform if you can't even reshare. We see you.
I hate women making themselves authority. Don't even have 2 feet to stand on no matter what they're fucking talking about, but they'll make themselves the authority of something. You shouldn't have a platform. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're so quiet. You fucking giraffe neck whore. What'd you say?
If you can't even reshare, we see you.
I say this with the most disrespect possible, but if you reap the benefits of Los Angeles and you're not willing to protect and respect the individuals who are the beating heart of Los Angeles, then leave this city. Because there are plenty of other states and plenty of other cities that will take you in your inhumane worldview, but it's not here.
So she likes her illegals and homeless people? Like, we like them there. What does that mean? Yeah. The next time one of these women gets assaulted, we can just not put their attacker in jail because he has a child. Don't want to separate the family after all. I have no empathy for illegals slinging dope guns and doing the snuggle struggle with our daughters and sisters. Yeah, I don't. Black man crying, shred the Constitution, says women. They can vote, guys. They can vote. It's sad. To be honest, I don't want to be friends with those bitches either. No. I have been friends with bitches like them before. It's not fun. He was sending the kids back with the families, which they bitched about. Well, they're never happy. Also, Vlad found that guy.
Totally sustainable English.
it is hard to tell if he's a troll or not. See, that's like one thing that I don't like, where people have like internet personalities that they have to be quote unquote ironic, is that you can't tell fact from fiction anymore when it comes to like incredible trolling. But I don't know. I don't think he's trolling. I feel relieved that it was satire, but ultimately disgusted that it was hard to tell. I guess it is satire. Ugh. Let's see what I got here. Breaking photo has surfaced of the man behind the wheel of a truck used to deliver and hand out tens of thousands of dollars worth of face shield masks to rioters in LA. He is reportedly affiliated with Local 399, a Southern California chapter of the Teamsters for a Democratic Union. Zoomer. Impressionable college-age Zoomer.
This is our city!
Woo! Fat Acceptance is next week. Oh, sorry. I don't know why, like, my shit's fucking up. I can't wait to get the new phone for tracking. Hi. I'm sitting here. How about you not fuck up any more, camera? I did. I say it was broken. Oh no. Is it fixed now? You see it, right? Yeah, OBS looks normal. It's called scuffing. It happens. Oopsie. Yeah, I should take a drink of my Dr. Pepper. That'll fix everything.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours. Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! Let our people free! Suelta nuestra gente!
What's the wind blower for?
Just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back at those motherfuckers. If you have a fucking blower, bring it up! Push it!
You know, I'm glad she's getting some
We will
exercise.
not do 1992 again with your fucking tanks! I was 12 then! I'm 44 now! I will die for my fucking kids! And all of these young people are here are my fucking kids! Because I'm an LA native mom! These are my fucking children you're fighting! You! Major Bass! If you can hear me, expect me in your office on Monday for attacking my children!
If you could say something to Donald Trump right now, what would you say?
Donald Trump! You can suck my left nut, you can get out of my fucking drawer! You're just mad because Salma Hayek wouldn't give you the time of day, bitch! And because Claudia Scheinbaum make you look like a fucking loser!
So, she's all fat and hormones and no common sense. But at least she loves her kids, right? She's out here getting exercise, sweating a little bit. Good Lord. What? Wait, is she wearing a COVID mask?
This is our city!
I thought that was to hide her identity, but she does have a COVID mask. Bringing landscaping gear to protest on behalf of Mexicans. Oh no! This is a 44-year-old childless dumb bitch. She said she had kids, but we don't know that, you know. Yeah, Sledge, pick one. Are a lot of the Mexicans out here protesting, are they just scared that even though they're legally here, that they're gonna get deported? Because that's not how this works. That's not what's gonna happen. They may be the same person. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, let me turn it down. Oh, this man here. Whoa, it says breaking Democrat rioters are shooting at police. So this was yesterday. At police in broad daylight, they're literally trying to murder law enforcement. Hey, Southern State. Yeah, I'm going late. I still had... I went, like, earlier on, like, I went through a thread that was, like, mega long, and now I'm just, like, getting through the rest of what we had. This is what happens when you leave bowling balls alone in a closet. Hey, Despy Holden! This is funded 100%. 100 and 200%. Probably smells like an anime convention. Ain't no doubt. I wouldn't be there. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Okay. Anti-ice riots. So this was also yesterday. Anti-ice riots have now spread to Atlanta, where police are launching tear gas to retake control of a chicken restaurant. It's being described as a war zone. Wait, hold on. Let me check right here. Oh, wait. Oh, they're not live anymore. Where'd that go? Is that here? I was gonna keep an eye on the Young Turks stream, but I don't think anything's really happening right now. Well, this is also Atlanta.
Yeah, they're starting to throw.
Does they just say, I'll tell you what? Yeah, like Hank Hill. What? What? I'll tell you what.
Quite literally because of these organizations. And as you can see, the protesters, they're fighting back their front.
Oh, they're gonna have fireworks before too long because of the 4th of July.
We're gonna keep it going.
In a month. Didn't they do that the last summer protest? They had like a bunch of fireworks.
That's gonna get bad. He's getting it. He's getting it. Film it. Film it. Holy shit. Film throwing it. He's got a cone on it. He just threw one. They just threw one. This is well practiced. This is a cone that they put on the smoke grenades in order to deter it.
Okay. So what's this one? Just watched 2 white liberals stop traffic and tell a mother who was begging to go to work that illegals and their children are more important. Man, just... I got stuff I can't say on the platforms I'm on. Dragas is right. Atlanta is the San Francisco, the East Coast.
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
He's got a man bun. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing else but himself.
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave.
Wow, and this is a black chick, and the white guy's like, I don't care. But I thought... Liberals are so confusing. That guy actually pissed me the fuck off. He's laughing because he doesn't know what a job is. That's true. Get me the fuck out of here. Pose law. Yes, another white woman. Mega monster. If it wasn't for the U.S. and the Comanche, most of Upper Mexico would still belong to the Apache. Right? I believe some used M90s or other fireworks amounting to 1/8 a stick of dynamite against horseback riders. Oh, this poor horses. This is a good clip. It's what Data Republican was talking about. Oh, yeah. Bro, looked like a fucking gremlin with genes of a bulldog. Yeah. The garbage bag bun. Opinion discarded. Mm-hmm. It's like 2020 all over again. It's feeling like it, Seth. Man, who decided man buns were ever cool? I'm sick of seeing them everywhere in media, like with dyed hair. Though I'll give an exception to the top knots. Yeah, top knots are alright. Seeing somebody with that level of man bun that he had, that's like, that is someone who prefers soy products. Like, straight up for real. Straight up prefers them. Like, he eats soy everything. Look how fucking checked out he is. He's on some kind of prescription medication. Let me see what else we got. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk a little bit about like Elon and the stuff with Trump, but like I'm running out of time. And as you know, like Elon like equated in a roundabout way that Trump was a kitty fiddler and was ultra best buddies with Epstein, and then he later retracted that. He also deleted the most of the posts that he made. So I don't really have like much to go on to show you guys, but the globalist Twitter crash out was fucking hilarious. That's all I'll say there. Yeah, that he went too far. Let's finish up these tweets and then I'm gonna call it a night since it's past midnight. By their logic, Mexico needs to return to Spain and Canada to France, right? But they're not using logic at all, are they? Let's see. Marines arrive in downtown LA Federal Building as Mayor Bass's curfew begins. So this was posted this afternoon. It brings me a lot of pain to see people who are angry but also clueless at what they're angry about. Elon is just a sprig. I mean, he isn't honest. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being autistic, just Elon will spurg hard in that personal justice system, like kicks into high gear. Tilted, I agree with you. This is making me want to play Ready or Not. Damn. I think the Marines are cool. I'm happy they're out there. Fuck them. Alright, I got just a couple more tweets to get through. Oh, what's this? On June 9th, 2025, ICE agents in Los Angeles arrested Emilio Gardano Galvez, an illegal alien from Mexico, for attempted murder after he threw a Molotov cocktail at law enforcement during the LA riots. Gardano Galvez had previously been deported. He has a previous criminal record. in 2024, Gardano Galvez was arrested by the Anaheim Police Department for grand theft and by Long Beach Police Department for a DUI. These are the types of criminal illegal aliens that rioters are fighting to protect. Well, yeah. They're in some sort of like weird criminal racket together. That's the only thing I could think. I'll leave it small. Wait, why is this so big when I play it? I guess it's just the way it's gonna have to be. There's also no sound. I mean, it's usually repeat offenders. People that's running from the law in their own country just come in here because of how easy it is to get here. And then you also have a chance to live and survive easily here. Did you see Hassan also joined one of these riots? Yeah, I did see it. I unfortunately did not get videos. Remember to get videos of him but I mean, he's just walking around. Look how well he actually just blends into everybody else. Wow. So he did that thinking he was slick, but they were aware of him the whole time. Wow, okay. But he got arrested. Good. Oh my god, get him the fuck out of here. Let's see. Mexican flags are now going up at construction sites all across the US. Of course they use illegal help, don't they? But it looks more like a hostile takeover to me when they do that. Oh, here's more stuff about the Marines. What's this? And there's no payload. This is a video game? This is video game footage originally posted to YouTube multiple days ago. What? I mean, this is like... Is this one of those like right-winger weirdos? Hold on. So this is supposed to be a video game? It looks like a video game. Really? Or are they just like causing chaos? So what video are they referring to? This is a video game? Why did they link back to that? I hate community notes. I hate some unpublished community notes are so stupid. Sometimes they're dumber than the poster that they're talking about. Yeah, they're happy to raise a flag for the country they won't live in. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean they got pride. I get it. We got the Irish flag on St. Paddy's Day. You know, I get it. But in the middle of this going on, and then you're raising the flags and shit, it just looks like you hate America. That's the ghost of Kiev. It is the ghost of Kiev, isn't it? Alright, what's this one? This one's saying? Rioters are getting lit up like a Christmas tree with less lethal munitions tonight in Los Angeles, California. So this is a couple days ago on the 8th. They're throwing shit back at the cops, but I can't tell what it is. See, waving the flag here, like this looks like some kind of weird civil war. And you just hate America. And this is cockroach bullshit to me. We'll never be defeated! Blah, blah, blah! Fuck you. My country is better than your country, the one that you're running from. Okay. I think I got one more. And then I'm gonna find somebody to raid on Rumble. Because I really want to go get ready for bed. It's been a fun night. It's been a very fun night. Let's see. An illegal invader who had been arrested for raping a woman was released after his court hearing by the state of California, Los Angeles, but he was immediately arrested by DHS agents outside the courtroom. What? Those are some fat agents? Uh-oh. They're throwing their dildos. Damn. That was a fat guy. Well, that's really all I have for tonight. I do need to find somebody to raid. I'm getting tired out, guys. I'm sorry. But we got to go quite a while. And it was a fun time. I am still on Dingus. Hi. I'm actually about to raid somebody. Damn, Handy's actually going? This is somebody I haven't talked to in like 2 years. Good old Handy. What's he up to? No, I think I've seen him. In a minute.
Yeah, maybe.
Guys, I'm gonna send you over to Handy. They're watching this. Send you over to some people that's watching the streams. Who else is going? Oh shit, Crowder's still going. Oh, that's I don't have premium. Riker and Joke. I'm gonna send you over to Handy, guys. Since he's watching some of the you know the thing. The live streams. Now, if there was like some happenings going on, I would have went and hunted down some live streams for us to enjoy. But just like going through and exploring shit and just chatting with you guys, that was fun. That was mega fun to do. Where's Handy at? Yeah, he's got like 4 streams going. He's got like Vegas, LA, Alamo. I don't know what's over here. Oh yes, thank you guys for being here. I am not streaming tomorrow night because I didn't have anything planned. But over my Discord, 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, we're gonna be watching Ghostbusters 2, and I'm gonna be there as well. Sunday, given that I don't have to do anything, I should be streaming story time, reading more rules for radicals for you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I'm really tired. Don't mind me. Don't mind me like going brain dead here right now. But I'm gonna send you over to Handy so you can like watch some streams, chat with some like-minded people. Handy's really cool. Handy's this dude down here. That is somebody I actually met from Frog Twitter. I don't know if he knows that I was one of the frogs though. If Crowder was doing a multi-stream Riot viewing, he would stop every 5 minutes to do a 10-minute monologue. Is that good or bad? I like Crowder, to be honest. I'm tired. Thank you for being here. I love each and every single one of you guys. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Okay? And hopefully I see you guys tomorrow night for movie time. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna send you off now. I'm gonna send you to Handy. Please give him lots of love. Lots of likes, guys. He's got 95 people viewing. I also gotta free my cat. My cat's ready to get out of my bedroom too. Let's go. Let's go right Handy. Good night, guys. Thank you for being here. Good night.